Mhm. Get this party started. Mhm. We're getting going here. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Trying to get set up. Got a lot of stuff going on tonight. A lot of stuff going on tonight. Hold on. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? We are here waiting for the crew. A lot going on. Playoffs have been revealed. Playoffs have been revealed. We're going to talk about it tonight. We are going to get in here and we're going to see what we can discuss in regards to all the excitement. Hey, there you are. What's up? We're going to get in here and talk about all the excitement that happened tonight on the playoffs. You know, it's a big deal in terms of, overall. And the seeding is important. So exciting to see this. Exciting to see where we're at. Alabama looks good right now. Control our own destiny, just like we knew we would. So no harm, no foul there. How's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing? Like I said, getting on here a little early. We don't start until 8:30. But with all the excitement going on, all the stuff that exists out there in the world, we're going to try to just get on here and talk some football and create an escape. So with that said, I'm here to talk, here to sit here and shoot the shit, talk about football, talk about everything. We got to go. Like I said, we have a podcast tonight at 8:30. We're going to reveal some of this crucial information. But at the end of the day, like I said, we're here to kind of answer any questions people have, like, give our thoughts and opinions on what's coming up this weekend, including the Alabama game, which is going to be critical. A lot going on down there in Louisiana. So, prayers for all those people. Another storm might be coming, so we'll see what happens there. But obviously, that's a big game with big implications that we're going to touch on tonight. What else is going on? What else is going on out there in the world of football? I was just looking today. There really is a lot. You sit here and you talk about these things, and there's a lot going on. I don't want to sit here. NFL, some really cool things. We had some really cool matchups, trades today. Obviously, in the NFL, we're not a big NFL team, but it's pretty interesting right now. It's pretty interesting seeing the NFL and how it's lining up. It's Brody. Oh, well, hey Brody. Uh, it's pretty interesting to see the landscape right now out there in sports world. A lot going on. College basketball started, so you're a big college basketball fan, like some of us are. College basketball looked good. Alabama looked good. A lot of SEC teams did what they needed to do. South Carolina struggle win. There you go. Yeah, Kias, man, I'll take that. We know that Alabama was going to be on the outside looking in, and when we say that, like, it's okay because I'm looking at it like, okay, well, we still control our own destiny. So as long as we do the things we need to do, I gave you a lot of heart. All right, awesome. Thank you, Brody. Uh, but yeah, we control our own destiny. We knew that. I was watching on Feinbaum today. Feinbaum says if we win, we're in, and that should be as simple as that. So I mean, let's just assume that all things considered, if we win, we're in, and then we'll have a shot at potentially, like we said, making a run. Yeah, the thing is, okay, so here's the deal. I've been as down and as discouraging and as realistic as any Bama fan there is out there. But when you start breaking down the numbers, I, I don't know, man. I don't know. You got to ask yourself this: if it's raining in Baton Rouge, if it's raining in Baton Rouge, are you taking LSU? The worst rush offense in the SEC. Ask yourself that. If it's raining, that is the great. I mean, that's the great equalizer to a great passing attack, and it's not just going to be raining. It's going to be like potential, like pretty strong rains. And I got some data on that. We're going to go over on the podcast. But yeah, like I said, anyone's game. Like I said, we're all going to make our predictions a little bit later, but it's going to be interesting for sure. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Yeah, dude. LSU at night. LSU at night. But you got to remember, Alabama owns LSU in Baton Rouge. You just got to remember that. You got to look at the overall record. Alabama owns LSU at night. I can't remember the actual record. I think it's like 22-10. Oh, I'm sorry. It's even worse. It's from 1965. Let's see here. We're 29-10-2. 29-10-2 in Baton Rouge. So we just got to remember that. Like Alabama, it's not the same. It's not the same. So we just got to remember the facts and try to stick with what we know. But I will say this: that's going to be a hard win. Yeah, Nick Saban was a lot of that. Like Nick Saban was a lot of it. But the deal is like I said, we all know this. We all understand. Bama is. I mean, we say that. I mean, LSU got beat by A&M, the same team that got demolished by South Carolina. Remember, LSU was really the only team that Texas A&M played that was any good, except for Notre Dame, and Notre Dame beat them. With that said, LSU is a good team. Nussmeier's a good quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and down them. I think they're good. I think they got talent. Their receivers are world class. I don't know. When you look at the overall scope of things, Alabama's record definitely shines a lot brighter than LSU's currently. That's for sure. They could be, but I mean, we saw what we just did to Missouri. Missouri's defense, FYI, Missouri's defense is rated much higher than LSU's. Not much higher. I mean, it's like 10 or 12 spots nationally, but still, that's an important stat. That's important. Like I said, I could sit here and understand every single one of your comments. I understand like every single thing you got. Like I understand this is going to be a tough game. So make no mistakes. Yeah, LSU was winning the first half of that game, and they came out as flat as a damn pancake. I don't know what happened. Oh, how about them Titans? Oh my God, dude. Okay, Wyatt. I'm glad you're here. Hey, sorry guys, we're going to talk about this. So, Titans fans, if you're here, tighten up. Did you see Hopkins last night? Oh my God, dude. Ultimate troll. It was absolutely phenomenal. He did the Remember the Titans dance after he scored that touchdown. I mean, I can't believe it, dude. Like, I can't believe. I mean, that was some cold-blooded shit, dude. I honestly think Hopkins is probably going to have. I know he's on the twilight of his career, but him and Mahomes, I think, are just going to be completely unstoppable this year, especially with all the weapons that Kansas City has. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah. So let's end the season after a few games. Every team can. Yeah. He definitely was just show out. Yeah, I know, dude. He left and got a freaking quarterback, and yeah. I'm glad to see him with a good team too. Right now, if you look around, so a couple of key players the Titans have traded away. AJ Brown, pretty much doing his thing. Now Hopkins. Hopkins is one game. You can't sit there and judge, everything based on that game. But Hopkins, I think he was good. He was good here. he wasn't having a great year, obviously, but he's always been a good receiver. And now that he's got a quarterback, I think he's going to do fine. And then you got Derrick Henry, who's just leading the league in rushing, the first rushing running back to 1,000 yards. So it's crazy. We'll have to see if them start making adjustments on the field. Definitely in halftime. Yeah. We got to make adjustments. I will say this though. I thought last week, or the last game we played in Missouri game, I thought we came out, man. We played great. The defense played good. They played inspired football. Offense played good, decent. But I don't know. This team after bye weeks is a different team. Alabama's always been good after bye weeks. We came off a bye week against Georgia and played lights out. So we got to really just make sure we'll see what happens. How the hell did we make it to 12? We're 11th. We're 11th, Kiffy. We're 11th. you shortchanging us. You shortchanging us. Boise State's 12. Who knows? I don't even know, man. I don't even know how it happened, but we'll take it. Titans have something bad in the water. Yeah, Titans do have something bad in the water, man. Titans have something terrible in the water. Only 2 teams have 3 wins over top 25. Can you guess? In the AP poll, only teams that have 3 wins. Let's see. Tennessee. Dude, Alabama. Is it Alabama? Alabama, for sure. I could see that. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. No, yeah. I see. I messed up there. Okay, not Alabama. Is it Indiana? Notre Dame and Texas. Texas and Notre Dame have 3 wins. Oh, okay, that's it. Damn. That's a kind of a shock. I mean, hey man, whatever. Good for them. Does Notre Dame impress anybody though? I want to ask y'all that. Does Notre Dame impress anyone in the country? Obviously, it impressed the voters, but it didn't impress them that much. They only have 1 loss, and look at all the 1-loss teams that are ranked ahead of them. So they're not that impressive. I mean, to answer your question, the only teams that have 1 loss that are below them, just looking at Iowa State, Pittsburgh, and Washington State. And Boise State. Sorry, I forgot about Boise State. Impressed since but yeah, they have, but okay, so Navy's not ranked anymore. I think we all clearly saw that Navy had a scheduling. They had some schedules that they clearly had a shot to go in there and win some games. But let's just take a look. That's a good point. Let's take a look at Notre Dame's. Write that down real quick. All right. Let's see here. Notre Dame. I'm gonna look it up for a clear. Yeah. I'm looking them up. I just want to see it, because that is impressive. I mean, you gotta call it what it is. They got some wins. Who did they got? Yeah. I'm only seeing. Let's see. I only see 2. Am I wrong? I'm only seeing 2 right now. Texas A&M. And Louisville. And Louisville's just barely. I could see Texas A&M. So you said Texas A&M. Let's see Texas A&M's good schedule. I want to see that. LSU, Missouri. Yeah, I'm only showing 2 for Texas A&M too. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Oh, okay. Oh, that bottom box is it's just waiting. It just says I'm here by myself. It just says Texas Longhorns, not Aggies. Oh, Texas. Yeah. Okay. I saw the Notre Dame game. I clicked on it. My bad. Texas, I believe. I believe that. I believe the Texas. That's 100%. I agree with that 100%. He's only going off the rank. No. I mean, you can't go by the rank when they played. I mean, that, but, you know, we'll pull Texas up. Hey, we'll pull Texas up. It's okay. So, Texas right now. So, Colorado State, they won. Michigan, they won. UTSA, they won. Louisiana Monroe, they won. Mississippi State, they won. Oklahoma, they won. Vanderbilt, they won. Georgia beat them. So, actually, Texas only has one ranked win right now. Only one ranked win right now. Yeah, it does. Obviously, if you look at the grand scheme of things, like Alabama, for years we played teams that were ranked or were not ranked, and that's just how it goes. I mean, people just see. Just gonna look and see. I only see two on ours. I mean, obviously, if we beat LSU, that would be a third one. I think we got one of the best wins in football right now. I do think that. I think we've got one of the best wins. Clearly, I think that's a. Yeah, on all honesty, you have to be able to say whatever you want to say, but I think Georgia is by far one of the best teams in the country. Even after the shit show they put on this weekend, I mean, they still managed to pull away. How many teams just can turn the ball over consistently and just still win? I mean, I know Florida lost their quarterback and everything, but I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to give up and acknowledge some of the real, potential that team has. That team could really go out there and destroy people if they wanted. Hey, go Army, Kias, go Army. Yes. We are rooting for Army, and I honestly, Army's going to have their shot. Army's going to have their shot. They beat that Notre Dame team, dude. Kips predicts IU beats Michigan 47-17 and beats Ohio State. Kippy, I'm telling you, I am here for that, man. I am here. I hope so. That's going to be freaking awesome. That is going to be freaking awesome. Yeah, Kias, though, go Army, man. So right now, just saying it out loud. America's team is Army. I said America. America's team is Army. America's number 2 team right now is Indiana. I don't care what anybody says. Indiana is America's second favorite team right now. Everyone loves the underdog. Everyone loves the Cinderella story. And I'm telling you, Indiana is picking up momentum quickly, and people are dogging, they're jumping on that bandwagon. Even if it's just for this year, and they're trying to get on that freaking Indiana train. And everybody wants to see them do well, because obviously that is in opposition to the Ohio State juggernaut that is, and Oregon and all that. It's just something fresh and new and exciting. The third team. Yeah, I'm a Bama fan. Big Bama fan, man. The third thing, or the third team that everyone's getting behind, is Vanderbilt, dude. I'm not saying like you're going out and buying a Vanderbilt shirt and a hat. I'm just saying like everyone is getting on this Vanderbilt hype train, because Vanderbilt's going out there and beating not impressively, but they're going out and beating some teams, man. They're going out and beating some teams that they're not supposed to be winning. And everybody's jumping on that Vanderbilt. So Cinderella team, Army is everyone's favorite team right now, just because it's Army, dude. You can't get mad at that. And then obviously Indiana, then Vanderbilt. Those are my 3. Me too, bro. But yeah, we do need to win, King J. We do need to win. We need to win bad. We need to win something bad this Saturday. We got a podcast we're going to start at 8:30, and we're actually going to break that game down, because I've been the biggest naysayer. I mean, I don't want to say like I hate Alabama. I love Alabama. I just try to be realistic with my opinions, and I don't want to get my hopes up too high. But I'll be honest with you, we got to do a lot to beat LSU at home. It's going to be tough. Irish, my team, but I'll pull for IU. Yeah. I mean, hey, man, that's cool, man. I mean, Notre Dame, dude. No, hey, Notre Dame right there with you. I got you. Notre Dame, the Golden Domers. Signetti got Indiana playing with that hate. Like, oh, yeah, dude. You can definitely tell that the You can definitely tell that Indiana's got the pedigree now. They've got that coaching pedigree in Cignetti. He definitely picked up on some stuff from Saban. I'll give you that. Kias over here on the purple said, I'm an Army vet, so I always want to see the Army do well. Yes, sir. Thank you for your service. We appreciate everything, and we obviously I want to see Army do well too. If for no other reason, for you. Yeah, I probably am a close second. Have you met Chris? Did you meet Chris the other night? Chris is probably number one, man. He definitely has some choice words for the team, for the boys. If Jalen can be Jalen in that Georgia game, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. We haven't seen it. We caught glimpses of it against Missouri, just glimpses. Not a lot of it, but we caught glimpses. But yeah, if the defense can play like it played in the Missouri game, which I know a lot of that's due to their quarterback being hurt, so you ain't got to read too much into that. But I'm just saying, like, if the defense can play like the defense was playing, then I think we've got a real legit shot, 100%. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. I'm gonna lie, Alabama changed the defense to good. Yeah. So we're gonna have to really step up the defense. So I'm just gonna tell you this and leave it alone. But the deal with the defense is very simple. The scheme that we are trying to run is a 3-3-5. It's that old West Virginia style defense, Big 12 style defense that no one really thought was defense. The same defense that Adrian Peterson would just run rough shot all over you on. You can't run that in the SEC and be successful. I mean, you just can't. You just can't run that kind of defense. Now, obviously, if you've got the talent, which we have talent, you can make up for a scheme. Talent can overcome scheme in times, and obviously sometimes you need scheme with talent, especially when you're playing good teams. And we've had some really good schemes and some good game plans, so I don't want to sit there and knock the defense too bad. The offense, 100%. So Jalen has quit being Jalen Hurts. If we're just going to be honest, Jalen has quit being Jalen Hurts the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he has been told by an agent, if someone's told him, don't worry about it. Don't worry about running the ball. Just throw the ball. I don't know if that's what's going on or what, but I'll tell you this. Jalen's got to run the football when the freaking opportunity is there. Take what the defense gives you. Take it. Just take it. That's the whole point, is just take what they give you. The whole point of our offense and the RPOs and all the shit that we do is you make the defense decide what they're going to guard and defend, and then you take the obvious. Diego Pavia for Vanderbilt, the reason why Vanderbilt beat Alabama is because Diego Pavia ran an RPO offense very similar to what we run, and he took what the defense gave him. He took it, and he just, even if it was dinks and dunks, he took it, and they cut us with 1,000 paper cuts to death, and that's how they won the game. And, you know, we're just so hell-bent on that big play instead of just going out there and just doing what is necessary. Roll Tide, Jamie, roll Tide. Yeah, man. I don't even like this. Sometimes I don't even like the Milroe draws in the red zone. Like every now and then. But you know, like when it's fresh. But like my biggest thing is if there's an empty lane, dude, take it and run. If nobody's open downfield, you don't have an easy pass, take off, dude. Just take off. Let's see here. Let's get some comments. Interested to see the first Bama series. Will they learn in the Bible? Yeah, Tennessee was a shit show. Tennessee's defense is good. Got to give them credit where credit's due. Tennessee's defense is good, and we played like ass. So no, nothing we can really say on that. But either way, we had our opportunities and we failed. So I was very critical of Jalen Milroe in those points. I was very critical of the way we played, and I'm not going to sit there. I think we can beat LSU. LSU is not Tennessee. LSU does not have a Tennessee-style defense. LSU does have a better quarterback than Tennessee, but LSU can't run the ball. So it's really going to be just defend the pass. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. I think we can win too. Let's see. Here he's a 1-2 read guy. Yeah. He reminds me of Marcus Mariota in college. The Oregon offense was a lot more spread, and there was the running lanes, and Mariota ran it to the T. So I don't want to say he's as good as Mariota in college, but that's who he reminds me of. Thank you for the follow, Jimmy. I would say that's who he reminds me of, though. He reads, he gets his reads, and he just takes off. Yeah, we had a chance at the Tennessee game. We did blow it. That's 100% correct. First half team that played Georgia, but do it for 4 quarters. Yeah, Kias is right over on the purple. If we could just find one game, guys, where we play for 60 minutes. 60 minutes. This team is almost unstoppable if we played our football for 60 minutes. The problem is we don't have that identity to where we impose our will like we did when we had Saban. Saban, we would impose our will on people, and we would make them endure us for 60 minutes. Now it's kind of along the lines of, you don't want to take the, okay, no problem. And we just go back to the corner and sulk or some shit. I don't understand it. We're just not playing consistent. Oh, there's somebody. That looks like Riddle's Cakes. Looks like Riddle Cakes. Let's see here. Jordan does not want IU defense playing his Vols. He will cry. Yeah, I mean, Jordan will be on here in a little bit. You're going to tell him that again, Kippy, because like I said, he'll have probably something to say. Got to go with our personnel. We resemble LSU, but we'll commit to the run. Okay. Let's see.
I see you, Kippy.
There's Ripple. I really hate that we lost. Yeah, the Vanderbilt loss is absolutely it's on everybody's mind. So just don't worry about it. I'm just going to chalk it up to a coach not really understanding what the SEC is all about and taking someone for granted. So. Let's see here. The damn running backs need to go insane. Just one entire game to scare the shit out of everybody. Yeah, I agree with that. Kias. If the running backs play like they did against Missouri, we could be setting ourselves up to be better in this last half of the season. There's old Riddle Cakes. The Georgia fans here. How's it hanging, Riddle? On the purple, it's how's it hanging, Riddle is what he said.
The Kias.
Yeah, he's here.
What's up, Kias?
He said he wasn't going to miss this shit.
It's going good. I'm off work now and don't have to work the next 2 days, so I can't complain at all.
You like how many likes we got there? You like that, don't you?
I saw that when I got in. I'm adding right now.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so for those of you that don't know, at 8:30 we'll have our 2 resident Tennessee Vols fans join us. And what we will do is we will proceed to go down our podcast list. And for those of you that are in the chat, we can kind of go ahead and we've got some good points we're going to go. We're going to talk about some SEC officiating. We're going to go over the playoff rankings. We got some marquee matchups with Georgia, Ole Miss. I ain't gonna give away any of the other ones, but we've got some really cool stuff to go over on the show. We'll pick our top 25. We'll give some betting lines, and then obviously we'll kind of close it off with some comments like we always do. But yeah, it's gonna be a good show. I think the playoff committee really gave us some things to look at. Although there wasn't much. There's not much to discuss, but I think there's some things that we do need to discuss. Let's see here. Kia says that sounds like it's a drinking day, Riddle. Let's see here. Ripple, how do you feel about it? Okay. That's you.
We'll get into it here in just a little bit. Kippy, there's reasons to be nervous as a Georgia fan. But I got the matchup helmets over here. I got the Ole Miss one and the Georgia one, so
oh my Lord, come on, baby. Ooh. Oh man.
I'll figure out why that's so bright.
What is it? What's bright? Sorry. Georgia wins against Ole Miss. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. User, I don't know who you are, but yeah. I think so too. We need Bama and Georgia to win this weekend so we can just knock some of these teams out. Yeah, 100%. 100%, Kippy. That brick wall is going to be full soon. That back wall. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, according to the back wall. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like I think that's what he's going for. I wish I could have a back wall. I wish y'all could see all the stuff I've got, but you know, got a dam, got an ad there. It looks like.
All right.
Let's see here. Yeah, Kippy. I mean, I'm gonna tell you. I told you straight up. I hope Indiana goes undefeated until the playoffs. And if Alabama ain't in it, I'll root for some Indiana a little ways. But it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out for sure. Hey, thank you, Courtney Lenora, for our one little looks like a heart. I don't know, I can't see what that is. I can't tell what it is. It doesn't matter. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, 100% guys. We are trying to obviously build up the community. So if you haven't liked, subscribed, and done all that goodness, followed, all that stuff, please do. Like I said, we're trying to build the community up. Obviously, we've got a pretty good group here. We talk, we chat all the time. And we obviously love talking with people about football. That's the only reason we do this. So, anyone that you can send it to, anyone you can share it with, like I said, obviously we're just trying to build everybody up and build a community that we can be proud of and talk sports and get away from everything else that's going on in the world. All right, let's see here. Hey there, I see Cody join. Cody joined just to come and talk some shit to me. I know what he's trying to do. He sends out little one-liners at work. He sends out them little one-liners at work. That's all right. We're happy to have everybody. Well,
Figure out.
let's see. Hold the screen and you can send to multiple people. Oh, what screen? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So anyway, we're going to get back into this because we're obviously waiting on them. We don't want to lose too much steam. So a couple of things, just shooting the shit with you, Riddle, talking sports.
Oh shit!
Did you see? We talked about it earlier, but did you see the DeAndre Hopkins end zone dance from Remember the Titans when he scored the touchdown last night?
I did not watch a single second of that football game.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you though?
No, I wasn't on there very much.
It was he literally did the dance from Remember the Titans when he scored, and it was picked up on very quickly by everyone. But I mean, good for him. No, I don't think there's any ill will.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. Anyway, Kia says, I wonder, does Riddle think about that Tennessee game? Any fear for him in that game?
Not as much as this weekend.
So you got to think about, like, in terms of, we're going to, like, obviously review it when it gets there, but if we're just talking about right now, so, you know, we don't ever know what's going to happen. So Georgia's defense is set up to defend the run game. That's just what they do, especially if they can do nothing but try to defend the run game. And honestly, Tennessee's passing attack has been lackluster. So it's going to be, it's not an easy game. I don't think anyone thinks it's an easy game. But
Georgia's pretty good against the pass too.
They are.
They've been beat deep for big plays more often than we're used to seeing this year because their guys get out of position, which is something we're not used to seeing.
And the thing is Lane Kiffin is known for creating those mismatches, those crazy schematic passing attacks. And so is Sarkisian, and Georgia played it to the T. He played it very well. So I don't want to sit there and say anything. I got Georgia probably winning both those games, but at the end of the day, anything can happen. We know that. So it's going to be interesting for sure, though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just kicking back and watching some football on Saturday. So
Camera's killing me.
Oh, is it? I gotta ask for all the people in the chat, Kias, Kippy, if you're all you people. I gotta ask this. So, gonna be going out, gonna be having a surgery. We will not have a show on Saturday unless I can somehow lay in the bed and stream from my phone. But we didn't know who all would want to see that. So, what do you guys think? I probably be doped up on some damn medicine, but I just want to know what y'all thought. What do you guys think? Kias, Kippy, what do you think? Could we do a sports broadcast high off your mind on some sort of pain meds and have a coherent thought? I don't know. I mean, it might be pure chaos. I mean, it really might be pure chaos. So we might be able to, I don't know. I mean, we might try it. Kia said the entire SEC has been getting beat deep this year. You're not wrong. I mean,
hey, Brandon, watch my screen real quick. You see how bright it is?
Yes.
Okay. Watch what happens when I move out of it.
It gets brighter.
No.
Oh, it adjusts. Oh, okay. I see it. It adjusted. Oh, there's Yukon Cornelius.
The lighting that it is right now is what I need it to be when I'm on screen.
You don't have a light built into your camera, do you?
I can't tell.
Yeah, I might do that, Kippy. We might try to do that. It's obviously trying to compensate. I don't know I couldn't tell you how to do it just from like right here. If I had your laptop, I could do it, but obviously you just got to turn it off where it quits trying to auto adjust the brightness. All right.
I thought I could go into a settings on here, but I can't find the settings on
Discord.
on here.
I can look.
Okay.
Let's see. What are you doing? What are you doing, Yukon? They've already been asking about you. So, Kippy said Tennessee don't want no part of this IU defense. Make them cry. Make them cry is what he said. He said make the shits cry.
Hell, any defense makes us cry.
Video settings. There's a video setting riddle, but I don't see any kind of adjustment for it.
Right.
I don't see it.
Where's the sleepy one at?
Oh, I don't know where old Sleepo is. He's somewhere. Yeah, he said, hell no, but it would be funny. Well, which is the best receipt? I asked the regulars if I needed to just take, try to do a live stream high on some painkillers on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I heard that when I had it pulled up on the live minute ago.
Kippy said, hell yeah. And Kia said, Yukon with exclamation points for sure. Hey, he looks a little too clean, don't he? He looks too clean. So, yeah, Ripple,
I cleaned up today.
He said, turn your brightness down so we can see you better. I don't know how to do it. Let's see here.
I'm working on mine right now.
Oh, okay. Did you figure it out?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop settings.
Okay. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I mean, the fans want to see you. we got old Yukon in the house. We got old Yukon. Hey,
face made for radio and a voice made for silent film.
So guys, you gotta know this. You gotta hear this. So Jordan sends us a text throughout the week, and he goes, "God damn, is that what I sound like in real life?" he literally he was listening to it back, and he's like, "God damn, that sound terrible." I don't remember exactly what you said, but I just was sitting there laughing so hard because you're sitting there like, "God damn." Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see here. Trying to keep up with everything.
What time did he let you go today, Jeff?
I got to go from 1 to 4.
Oh, it wasn't bad. I mean,
No, I mean I got the
when you sent that
vote.
picture, I told Kayla, I said, "Well, Jeff didn't get the 4:30 he requested."
No, Turner got it because he had to drive to Manchester. But
Oh yeah.
I agree, Kippy. I agree. That's exactly what he needs to be.
What?
you should be a Kentucky broadcaster.
No, they're back in the coal mine this week.
Kentucky.
I have to
Hey,
keep my phone charged.
hey, you leave Kentucky alone. It's basketball season now.
But no, I left and I had the app to find out which where I needed to go to vote, and it still had me under my previous address, and the address it gave me is not an existing place.
Oh.
It was 48 West Airport Road, which is in the middle of the highway going towards Tony's. And the only airport road is a dead end with a little truck business down at the end of it.
Oh, right.
I sat down there by the but I sat down there by that truck business and called the election commission and told them that my address had changed. I tried to update it online and everything, and then they told me literally I vote right across the highway from my house. So,
Kia said
church.
UConn done went and got all spiffy on us, and Kippy, yes,
You got to do something. Hell,
yeah,
losing.
Kippy, I am a Bama basketball fan. We just haven't had a lot to cheer for. Here lately we have. Obviously, Nate Oates has done a really good
Murders.
job.
Well, I mean, y'all beat, like Carolina School of the Blind last night or something.
Oh, got it. We done talked about this.
I told you we were talking about your team.
Don't be sitting here talking that shit. Don't be sitting here talking that shit. When you know good and damn well y'all played a damn shitty school too. The SEC, the SEC is loaded.
Carolina and losing to North Florida.
That's what I mean. South Carolina losing that early, that was huge. That was huge. We didn't need that either because obviously we want that South Carolina game. We all want that South Carolina game to be big because Tennessee and Alabama both play them. So let's see here. Here's the schedule for Alabama. So UNC Asheville, obviously we play Arkansas State, the Fighting Butch Joneses, Friday. Monday.
We go to Louisville Saturday. I'm hoping it's a lot like Louisville last year, just awful.
Did Tennessee play Indiana in basketball? I thought the first game was last night.
It was. That was a charity game. That was
charity game. Okay,
Kippy, we played Gonzaga like that last year. It was like kind of exhibition real early.
Yeah, Kippy was just asking, and I didn't realize y'all play. But so we play McNeese next week. We go to Purdue, 14th ranked Purdue next Friday. We play Illinois from the Big Ten. We play number 4 Houston in Alabama. And then we play number 25 Rutgers. And then we close out November with a trip to Notre Dame. We start December with Alabama at North Carolina and then Creighton coming to Alabama. Yeah, and that's before we even get into the SEC schedule. I mean, we got a gauntlet, and the SEC is just chock loaded full of talent this year. I noticed Ole Miss is ranked. Kentucky's ranked pretty low. Didn't Texas A&M just lose though? Didn't they lose last night?
Yes, it was Central Florida.
Oh yeah. That was so. I was expecting them because ever since they made that run that one year, I think it was 2 years ago they made that run. They've been playing pretty consistent basketball, but
that dude and there's a good coach. But.
Yeah, and then obviously Tennessee's gonna be Bama Tennessee fighting it out with Auburn for the SEC title. I think that's just realistically, and I'm really intrigued to see what Calipari does at Arkansas.
Arkansas.
I don't understand this move, Jordan. Why do you leave Kentucky? I just don't. I don't get it. But
they heavily all but run him off.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just don't see.
I don't see those either leave or leave on your own terms or get shown the door. And so
leave on your own terms, or we'll help you leave for you. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. It's crazy to me. Like, it's crazy because, but look at Arkansas. I was like, yeah, hell, we'll take you.
Well, the problem was he wanted. There was a story that broke with that Calipari deal, and was Kentucky's last governor? Was it a woman or there was something about the last governor when I think it was Oscar Shibwe was still there, and she wanted to use Shibwe for like her political ads. And Cal said, "No, you're not using my kids for." And she said, "Well, that's fine. Then you're not going to use our private jet for this and that." And it just got to be a pissing contest. And I think that's ultimately, Arkansas was like, "Hey, man, we got resources. We got Walmart and Tyson, and we want to win basketball."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, sounds good to me."
Yeah, you don't need to be bringing those kids into politics. That's crazy.
No, and I mean, I think it was like going to be a commercial. He was going to be in the commercial. Well, I don't think he was going to like have any speaking part or anything. Just like a clip of him. But still, okay, I was like, look, I mean, you're not using my kids as political pawns.
Yeah.
I think so.
Riddle, what are you eating? All inquiring minds want to know.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Probably a glizzy.
no, it's chicken nuggets and tater tots.
I want everyone to know that
you have the same diet as my kids.
Yeah, I want everyone to know that I'm absolutely ashamed at myself for knowing what a glizzy is. I want you to know that, because that's got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the fact that I know what it is just upsets me. I mean, I got kids, so I mean, my kid. Go ahead.
That shouldn't bother you. What should bother you is knowing what Jeff can do with one.
No comment. Not talking about that.
He said no comment.
Yeah, chicken nuggets and tater tots. It's quick and easy in the air fryer. 10 minutes. I can hop on here.
Yeah, homemade Tyson chicken nuggets.
Yeah, Kia said the glizzy.
Look at there, Tyson chicken nuggets. He's building up Cal's program.
Kippy said, "I don't know what it is."
So, one bite at a time.
So, Kippy, I'm going to educate you the way that I got educated. So, I have kids, okay, and my kids knew what this is. I heard someone say this on a video they were watching, and I said, "I thought it was a bad thing. I thought it was a bad thing." I'm literally like freaking out. I'm like about to go the hell off, and then it's a hot dog. That's what the new generation calls a hot dog. They call it a glizzy. Yes, this is where we have fallen as a society. We're making up funny names for something as age old as a damn hot dog. America's pastime. I mean, baseball is going to change its name next year to Glizzy Ball.
Dude, after the Dodger celebration, it might.
Yeah, I mean, that I can see the Dodgers just going down, LA and just having hot dogs thrown on them. Be like that meme. Oh man, is Tony coming or what? What's he doing? What's Tony doing? He's
It's just A16.
It takes him a little bit longer to get home.
Yeah. I know. Obviously, the sooner we can go, the better, because big day tomorrow. But
what time you got to be there in the morning?
5:30.
But you don't get to sleep through it.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
It'll be a big day for everybody else, not you. You're not even going to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well,
at least I hope not.
Me too, brother. Me too. if I do, there's something wrong. There's something absolutely wrong if I know what's going on. TikTok flagged my last comment. Oh, what happened? What'd you say? Say it in other words. I can't stand it when it does that crap, dude. We're literally.
I saw it said some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community experience, and I was wondering who said what.
Oh yeah, what did it say, Kip? I don't know. We don't care. Like, none of us care. I mean, this is 18 and older. Anyway, Jordan, I was just telling Riddle though. Did you like Hopkins doing that? Remember the Titans dance? That was absolutely just cold blooded.
Yeah, dude.
That was just And
I told y'all, Dave, man, that motherfucker, he just excited to be unburdened by that dumpster fire.
100%. But you got to be honest. Like, how long before the Colts think about trading Taylor? Because I mean, they're a dumpster fire right now too. I mean, they're heading that way.
I don't know. They probably should have done.
They're probably realizing what everybody else knew with drafting Richardson.
Yeah, he's a toad.
Yeah. Well, and they brought him Flacco, and athleticism is only get you so far in the NFL. Kia said he knows about the glizzy. He's got a mind of a 12-year-old. Hey man, do you, bro? Do you? I think we all do most of the time. Any while we're just sitting here shooting the shit, any crazy trades you saw, Jordan, that were kind of any highlights?
No, I don't really have any of my stuff set up to go off on the NFL.
I see.
I know they said, who was it?
Go ahead.
Pittsburgh got a steal on somebody.
They got Mike Williams. They got Mike Williams today.
Yeah. But I mean, they give like a 6th round pick for him or something.
Fifth round pick.
Yeah.
Lattimore went to the Commanders, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did. Let's see.
And the Jets got rid of somebody.
The Panthers traded somebody else away today. Panthers traded away their only other damn wide receiver they had. Oh, it was Mingo or whatever his name is. Mingo. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. Even less people for Bryce to throw to. Awesome. Oh man, so I'm 100% convinced that some franchises just they don't know how to manage success, and for some reason they just, no matter what. Brad Kippenbrock on YouTube said, on the Red said that Hot Dog done went transgender. I'm gonna get kicked out.
That's pretty good.
I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't know my limits, guys. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I ain't. KC knows guys will take less money to get that glizzy. Oh man, they want that Mahomes glizzy. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what they blocked on TikTok. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What? So that's Kippy. Kippy's the one that said the hot dog went.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I should have known that was going to be what was blocked. Yeah, that's definitely what's going to get blocked. I just don't know the TikTok rules. Like on all the other ones, dude, you can say whatever the hell you want. Nobody cares. You can call someone a big P. I just want everyone to just sit back and just take a trip down memory lane with me. All you old guys, I mean, at some point, I'm assuming everyone's played a competitive video game, okay? A video game. And the only reason I'm using video games is because a certain one comes to mind. Back in the day, there was a game that we like to call Call of Duty. And Call of Duty came out.
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Call of Duty came out. Well, I was playing Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Then I played the World at War. Then I played the Modern Warfare 2. And those lobbies were so brutal. When I tell you they were brutal, you wouldn't even be able to stream them today. You wouldn't be able to stream. You'd get kicked off your live stream probably every day just because of the lobbies. You would. You got called racial slurs, every crazy thing under the sun, dude. And you know who, when we played, you know who we really just could not stand? Could not stand it. I don't know why either. Looking back, I'm like, I don't understand it. Every time we got paired up with British people. I don't know why. I don't know. They're like, look over here. What?
I always like getting paired with Canadians.
Yeah.
And then I tell them everything I know about Canada I learned from South Park.
What's that on a boot?
Blame Canada.
Terrence and Phillip.
I don't watch the NFL, but I hear some say it's his team. Then say it's the coaching. So Tony is Tony. Anytime you see old Pardo when he comes in here, he's a big NFL guy. Big Derrick Henry fan. Big Derrick Henry fan. Loves him. Absolutely.
AJ Brown too.
Yeah, AJ Brown. Big AJ Brown fan. Probably going to be a Hopkins fan now too. Hustle for Bones brought up a good point in the chat. If you didn't see that, AOL chat rooms back in the day. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Hey, so everybody for tonight, I just want everyone to know that when Pardo gets on here, Pardo moving forward tonight, just for tonight, will be known as Glory Hole Goblin. That will be his name for the night. That will be his name for the night. just for the night. I still love the guy. It's just for the night. But oh man. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, and he was still watching baseball the other day. Not sure why. Oh yeah.
Oh, finally.
Goblin's here. Hey, what you doing? What you eating, Tony?
GHG, baby.
What you eating, Tony?
Food.
Oh,
What you
food.
gobbling on over there?
What you gobbling on? Yeah, what are you gobbling on over there? Yeah, what you doing? Okay. Well, we got the band together, boys. Tony, we were just talking about before you got in here. We were talking about how you love Derrick Henry. Now you're going to be the biggest Hopkins fan there ever was because he's finally playing for a good team. And
I'm not a cocksucker, so no. Easiest way to say it. I'm not a cocksucker.
Tony, what is a glizzy?
What's a glizzy? It's a damn hot dog. Who the fuck doesn't know that? Who doesn't know what a glizzy is?
Someone just said that a hot dog done went transgender. Anyway, Kippy said, "Where were you two Saturday? You fucking let us down." They were lost. I mean,
Busy watching the game.
Yep.
yeah.
Somebody had to.
Hustle said, "Happy for
Keep
Derrick
my
Henry."
priorities straight.
Happy for Derrick Henry. Was an absolute pro in Nashville. Lots of time at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Yeah, that's true. Henry was a good dude. Still the best running back in the league. I mean, got to call it what it is. Although, my God, dude, can we just talk about the Eagles game? We could do a top 10 highlight from just the Eagles game this week. You had the Nakobe Dean interception to seal the game. You had the Devontae Smith
From Georgia.
Yeah, you had the Devontae Smith one-handed grab in the end zone from Bama, and then obviously Saquon Barkley with that freaking hurdle. Shit was nasty.
That was insane. I've never seen anything like that before.
Oh my God, dude.
Garrett Wilson had the best catch of the week, though.
He did. Oh yeah, he
that
absolutely
Garrett
he did.
Wilson
He
catch
did.
was insane.
Yeah, the Garrett Wilson catch was. Dude, I don't even know how he fucking caught it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, either Aaron Rodgers lost a lot of velocity on his throws. Dude just snatched that out of the air. Barkley gave him the glizzy. Okay, there it is. Barkley gave him the glizzy. He gave him the hot dog for sure. Did that Tennessee bet work out? I don't know.
Fuck no, it didn't.
Kia said, "Hey, Glory Hole Goblin." Tony, you just showed up.
3 missed field goals, like 17 drop passes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Should have been 30+ point win.
Yeah, just they all came here. They were waiting to see Tony because Tony, the last thing they heard you say was, "If they don't win by 21, I'm going the fuck off." Lies and slander, as my daughter would say. Lies and slander.
I did that off air.
Wow.
You got to feed the beast. All right, Riddle, what you studying on? What you studying on?
I'm just looking.
You studying on? There ain't no games on.
I got my laptop up. I got my phone up. I got the tablet up. I got my notes open. Got my TV on.
My bad. I wouldn't. I was just.
I was actually just reading, but
Yeah. You were in there. Tony, you about ready? I don't want to start early.
I guess.
No, I mean we can wait.
I'm here.
Okay, he's here. Tony's here. This guy's here. We are ready to go. So, all right, as y'all know, especially you regulars, we're going to go through the podcast information. We are trying to pick up and catch these big comments. Tony, Riddle, big key comments, grab them, stop. You don't have to stop in the middle of your talking, but when we get a pause, y'all let me know. Let's interject it. Let's try to keep engaging with the chat, especially with us four. I feel like we do a pretty good job doing that. So let us get through this. And then, like I said, we will get back to some questions and comments as soon as we're done. So with that said, I'm going to try to go ahead and get started. Oh, here we go. All right, welcome back to Lock, Loaded, and Goated Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Andrews, accompanied by Tony Pardo, Jordan Elkins, and Jeff Riddle Jr., and this is the Lock, Loaded, and Goated Weekend Roundup. We are back. We're ready. We're here on a Tuesday. We're here on a Tuesday for you guys because we had some information drop called the Playoff Committee Rankings. So we wanted to get on here a day early and kind of talk to you guys and see what you guys thought of everything. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Before we go into discussing the Playoff Committee Rankings, we want to talk about some things that kind of came up this week. And one of those things is the SEC officials leading the charge against faking injuries. So obviously they're the first ones to really take a stand on this. And Riddle, I just want to hear what you had to think about it.
Yeah, so SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey sent the memo to all league athletic directors and coaches, and in big bold letters across the top, because I have a printout of the actual memo, it says, play football and stop the feigned injury nonsense. And, of course, it laid out the punishment system that they put in. Coaches could be suspended upon the third offenses. I'll get to that in just a second. A couple more quotes from Sankey that I pulled out of it was, as plainly as it can be stated, stop any and all activity related to faking injuries to create timeouts. When a game stoppage is needed, use a team timeout in accordance with NCAA football rule 3-3-4. This is not a complicated or confusing principle. And then, then the punishment tier for the first offense is a public reprimand and a $50,000 fine. Second offense is a public reprimand and a $100,000 fine. And then the third offense is a 1-game suspension for the coach. Also under that punishment tier is any staff member that is involved by signaling, encouraging, or directing a player to fake an injury. That individual will be subject to the same accountability that is stated in this memo. If a student athlete is cited for faking an injury, they may also be subject to a public reprimand. Another big thing from that memo that they sent out was the determination of fake injuries will be assessed by the National Coordinator of Football Officiating, Steve Shaw, under the following parameters laid out by Commissioner Sankey. And then quotations from Sankey said, if the national coordinator determines that a feigned injury has occurred, that it is more likely than not that a feigned injury occurred, that a player attempted to feign an injury, or any other general statement from the national coordinator establishing the probability of a feigned injury. And then two more quotes that I pulled out of it is, as the football playing rules state, an injured player must be given the benefit of the doubt, and we will continue to uphold this expectation. However, the questionable injury circumstances must cease. And then the last quote I have is, your team should be prepared to compete fairly under the rules of the game. So it was a very lengthy memo he sent out. It was very direct, and I know we've discussed this off the podcast, but that was basically very straightforward from Commissioner Sankey to all SEC coaches and athletic directors.
Yeah, I think the key note of that, what you just said, was that they will continue to err on the side of the athlete. That's huge. Yeah. So that's what this is all about anyway. So we talked about the fallout if potentially me and Jordan, especially if the fallout, if we start just not recognizing players for being injured, kind of like this weekend, the Tennessee game, things happen, fans start getting into it. And then obviously that's just, it's not good for the game. But what I do want to talk about is how long before the other conferences follow suit, Jordan? How long do you think before everyone else starts kind of adopting this rule? Because it's not just in the SEC.
Well, I mean, first off, we're going to see if this is going to be a rule moving forward or if this was just like an attention-grabbing moment. Because the way I understood it, there would be nothing happen during the game because of this. This would be like a Tuesday film review. Hey, your guys, and then the coach gets fined. It'll have nothing to do with keeping these, fake injuries from causing problems with the flow of the game. As far as when anybody else will move along, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. This is kind of, let's face it, the SEC is usually one of the leaders when it comes to college football, and this is leading by example at this point on this attempt to curb this issue.
So, question, Tony. I'll just ask you the question from the chat. So, specifically, who and what teams do you think this was inspired from? I'll let you answer that. I mean, you can go out. You can go ahead. It's fine.
Who was it inspired from? Hell, I think the one team that comes to mind, obviously, is Ole Miss. But apparently, Kiffin's so happy that these rules are now coming into effect. I don't know if that's true or not. Hell, he could just be blowing smoke up ass, and he's probably very upset about it. But I mean, it's going to. Other than that, it's going to help teams like Ole Miss, though, in Tennessee that like to run that fast-paced offense, if that's the case. The only thing is, like you said, they're going to err on the side of the athlete, right? Mm-hmm. I guess you have to, from a moral compass or whatnot. But as I preached before, I feel like an athlete should sit out the rest of that series. Because how many times have we seen a player go down with an injury, right? And then they're immediately trying to come back in the next play or two. Like that part doesn't sit well with me. Now, again, I think this is just a step, first step in trying to fix these problems. Because I don't know if it's a ultimate fix, if they're still going to err on the side of the athlete. But I mean, I'm sure coaches don't want to be getting hit in the pocket, heavily, or suspended, So, but. It's going to affect, obviously, it started from the Ole Miss because Ole Miss has been catching a lot of flack, especially over the last few weeks. Where you see players just drop dead pretty much, They're about to run, team's about to run a play, and they got a guy who just drops dead, So obviously Ole Miss started, but apparently they're happy about it as well. So if they're happy, I'm happy.
I mean, obviously Kiffin's happy because this was happening to him and his offenses before it become a thing.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
As far as back to the what inspired it, me and Brandon have talked about this.
It was the Bama.
I think absolutely it was during the Tennessee-Alabama game where you see the coach grab the guy. I mean, I think they knew this has been a problem, but the optics of that situation, especially being caught, right in the middle of a game, was just so bad. I guess Sankey was like, "Look, we're going to have to do something at this point."
Yeah,
that was a breaking point because Ole Miss, they've still been doing that crap every freaking week.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of teams have. That's just kind of become, hey, if you run a high tempo team, fake an injury. If your guys are getting winded, fake an injury.
Kippy's got a comment.
Yeah. Kia said real quick, he agreed with Tony. Meg said players sit out for at least 3 plays to ensure they don't get re-injured. That would be fine. Like I said, this is step 1, like Tony alluded to. And then Kippy said, only time I've seen Big Ten players fake injuries is when IU's defense gets a hold of them.
The only problem
thinks a lot of that IU defense.
The only problem I have with the 3 plays, I mean, if you're playing somebody who is slow offensively, then that's, in my opinion, that's plenty of time to evaluate a player. But I mean, you get a team running high tempo, and they're clicking. I mean, 3 plays. I mean, of course, it may be 7 or 8 before they have a chance to sub back in. But I mean, I kind of like what Tony said is, hey, if you go down injured, you're done for this drive. We're taking your safety first and foremost, and then that puts it on the player to, hey, if I'm hurt, go down. I'll get what I need. But the coach says, hey, you go here and flop. Well, no, I want to play. I don't want to flop,
Yeah. I just, there's like, what if somebody were to get poked in the eye on a face mask or something like that? You know what I mean? I just see some holes, obviously, but at the same time, I could see somebody just joined the chat. I could see it. So the only thing I had to add was Sark. They asked Sark about it. Sarkisian. Obviously, his offenses are a little fast paced at times. Not nowhere near the Tennessee Heupel or Lane Kiffin style, but he said he hasn't felt the effects of people faking injuries, which is a good thing. But he praises the integrity of the game being honored. They asked Kalen DeBoer about it. Obviously, I had to say this. He says it's business as usual. No change in how he coaches or how we play. So
Sure.
With that said, I mean, I don't think I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't think any coach changes their style based on this rule because, like Jordan said, we don't even know what this is yet. We don't know what this is.
Right.
So moving on, now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of tonight, and this is what we kind of really wanted to get on here early and talk about. And this is the playoff committee revealed its first ranking system, and I'm just gonna go over. What I've done is I've kind of pulled together the AP from this week, and I pulled together the playoff committee rankings, and I'm just going to go through them 1 through 5, 5 through 6 through 10, just kind of do like that. That way we can just dissect and break them down a little bit. So number 1 is Oregon. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 3, Georgia. Number 4, Miami. And number 5, Texas. That is the playoff rankings. The only teams that differ from the AP is Georgia and Ohio State is flipped. So Riddle, I'm going to let you break down the first one. What do you think? How do you feel? Any thoughts on that?
Watching it live, I kind of expected it to follow suit with the AP poll, but which the chair for the playoff selection committee was asked about this. He's what determined the difference between Ohio State and Georgia, because they both have one loss and one really good road win. I would consider the road win at Texas better than the road win at Penn State that Ohio State had. But apparently they put a lot on the loss, and they're considering, Oregon beating Ohio State by 1 better than, Georgia losing to Alabama after a hellacious comeback. And that's fine. I mean, by that point you're kind of splitting hairs, like they said on the show, but it's a little surprising that they put more of an emphasis on the loss and not on the win. So yeah, not too surprising. We kind of figured those were going to be the top 5 there.
Yeah. But do you think, and I'm just throwing this out there for some parity there, but do you think maybe they just said it really doesn't matter because Oregon, Ohio State, they're going to play each other. If they continue on this path, they're going to play each other if they continue on this path. I
mean, that'll play itself out if Ohio State beats Indiana.
Exactly.
I mean, that's their toughest game left, and it's Indiana's toughest game left, and the winner of that's pretty much in. So as long as they don't slip up somewhere else, which
if
Georgia anything could happen.
If Georgia wins out and Ohio State or Oregon is going to lose in the Big Ten title game, one of those teams is going to lose, and then you would just sneak in.
Right. A lot of this stuff is going to take care of itself over the course of the next few weeks, but and then some of these, like I said, some of these teams that are in this ranking, they have to play an extra game that some of these in this rankings aren't going to have to. So
yeah. All right. So looking at 6 through 10, I'm gonna throw this to Jordan and Tony, but Penn State at 6, Tennessee at 7, Indiana at 8, 9 BYU, and 10 Notre Dame. No change whatsoever. No change whatsoever from the AP poll. It pretty much mirrors it. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, how is Penn State at 6? I mean, anybody that watched that game, they had one defensive touchdown. Yeah. Other than that, it's 20-3 or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
everybody else. I mean, I personally, I think you drop Penn State completely out, and I would give maybe even SMU the nod after the beating they put on Pittsburgh Saturday night.
Yeah.
Maybe up to that 11th spot or something over having Penn State involved at all. Because I mean, again, who wants to watch a 10-3,
no one.
Semifinal or even playoff, or not playoff, championship game?
Yeah. Yeah. Tony, what do you think, man? Anything crazy to you? I mean, pretty much par for the course.
I didn't have much time to look at it because obviously I was doing other things at work, like working. But I just caught a glimpse of it for a minute, and I'm looking at it right now, actually, and it brought up the Penn State. Yeah, I'm not in love with Penn State, and of course they're one spot ahead of Tennessee, and I hate Tennessee's match with Indiana right now. I mean, like I said, this probably will not remain the same, but I guess maybe they were looking at how Tennessee lost to Arkansas, even though it was a way. And Penn State, I feel like the home loss is just as bad as, because they didn't do anything offensively. And if it wasn't for pick six, they have field goal?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what they're going off of. Tennessee lost to an unranked Arkansas team who just got mollywopped this past weekend against Ole Miss. Other than that, nothing too crazy. I know you have a few teams that are sitting on the fringe here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got LSU, SMU.
That'll handle itself this weekend.
Yeah, that will. Obviously, because Alabama, LSU, that's a pretty big game. But just looking at it from here, I don't really have a problem with who is in. Again, like Jordan said, though, I do understand the Penn State because I'm not in love with them. Because they're just one of those teams that's boring. They're not going to do anything very exceptional. I guess they'll ride their defense, but I don't see them getting past really any of these other teams that are. Hell, I don't even know if they get past Boise the way their offense is. So, yeah, I mean, I can see that, but other than that, I really don't have a snub. But I do SMU. I guess I don't know. Maybe because they have 2 ranked wins. But maybe they're holding the Duke, the Duke game where they should have lost. Might be holding that against them. I'm not sure. But other than that, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, and important to note, Alabama's the only 2-loss team, sniffing the top 12 right now. And I think...
But they have quality losses, though.
They have quality losses, and I think the win... As Riddle said, I think the win matters. Being against Georgia, I think that's the only reason we're up there right now over some of these other teams.
Greg McElroy brought it up on the selection show. Greg McElroy brought it up in the selection show, and I agreed with him.
Yeah.
BYU being at 9 is kind of a slap in the face to them because BYU's got 2 wins against the committee's top 25.
Yeah.
And Indiana does not have a top 25 win. Penn State does not have a current top 25 win of the committee's people. And then, they're sitting there undefeated, and he brought up the fact that they're so close to Boise State. The top 5 conference champions are going to get automatic bids, and then the 5th one's going to go to that wherever they're at.
Yeah.
But if you're the 4th highest ranked conference champion, if Boise State were to somehow jump them, then you would have BYU having to play Ohio State or wherever that fell,
Yeah.
I think they've got a little bit of a gripe with their resume compared to some of the teams that are ahead of them.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I just want to, so before we get into it, who would you put up there? Any one of y'all just jump in here. Honestly, who would you put up if you were to bump Alabama out, or is there anybody you would replace with a team sitting below, like the SMU, or really that's the only team I really see that I would say is deserving. They have a true argument. They have a true argument to be up there, maybe even over Alabama. I think. I think in all honesty, if Alabama wins this weekend, do I think they deserve to be pushed up? Yeah, sure. If they beat LSU, that's another ranked win. 100%. But maybe a little early to be in the top 12 for Alabama. But anybody else? Y'all see anybody else down there that you would? I mean, other than Army? I mean, I think they absolutely hosed Army.
Army's got the Army. Literally, you could break this down that Army has the exact same argument that Indiana does, because they're undefeated. Indiana's strength of schedule is 103rd in the nation, but you can't bank on that. Now, they say that Indiana has, just mollywopped everybody they've played. Okay, that's fine. Army hasn't trailed for a single second this year.
Yeah,
so,
that's impressive.
Why is their argument so different, and why is Indiana ranked 9th where Army's ranked 25th? So, like Army, I said, some teams got judged. Some teams got judged based off their loss. Some teams got judged based off their wins. Some teams got judged based off the eye test. There's got to be more consistency on what you're judging these teams on for it to make sense to me, in my opinion.
In all honesty, Army should have been sitting right up there behind SMU. I'm not saying maybe not in, obviously, but they should have been sitting there. Because if they do beat Notre Dame, if they go up there and they do beat Notre Dame, they need to have the opportunity to be able to get into that playoff. I mean, that's just the way that should go, 100%. Because what you're doing is you're pretty much giving Boise State that non-conference bid by having them so high. And I don't care if Boise State has that one loss, and I don't care if it's against Oregon. If Army goes undefeated, nobody can convince me that they deserve to be there over Army. There's no damn way. If they go undefeated. I think we're all in agreement on this panel.
They got to go undefeated.
Yeah, if they go
And I would
undefeated.
really like to see the.
Go ahead,
I
Riddle.
would really like to see the formula that comes up with this strength of schedule, because
I know.
it's pretty crazy to me that Ohio State has the 19th ranked strength of schedule, and I think they've had 2 road games this year. Both, I mean, to Oregon and Penn State.
Yeah.
But what outside of that makes their schedule so tough? And then Miami. I like Miami's offense. We've talked about their defense having a lot of holes, but their strength of schedule was 46th. They haven't played a ranked team this year, and they won't for the rest of the year until the ACC championship game. Louisville has come back in, is ranked now, but when they played Louisville, they weren't.
Yeah, I got you.
They had no matchups against a ranked team all year, but yet they're ranked 4th in this initial playoff, and they're 46th in strength of schedule. So what makes their schedule so tough?
So Kias is an Army vet, so he's very interested in this. He said his Army 25th or 18th, so they're 18th in the AP poll, but the playoff committee ranking they're 25th. They got the real hose today. Georgia has a shot to finish number 1. All they have to do is keep winning. All those teams up top, if they keep winning, they're in. There's just no denying that. So pretty much everybody up there.
You got teams like Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Notre Dame, and Alabama in this initial rankings that are sitting there and not going to have to worry about a conference championship game.
That's true.
Potentially, you know.
That's true.
So that's what I hate about Penn State being ranked where they are, is because they literally play nobody else. The one big test that they've had, they lost and looked horrible doing it. They're sitting there at 6th, and they don't play anybody else. They're not going to have to play a conference championship game. There's literally like 0 chance they fall out unless they screw up.
So, Riddle, let's just dive into this real quick. So, if the rankings finish the way they are right now, okay, just right now. So, Oregon's the 1 seed. Georgia moves up to the 2 seed because you're the SEC champion, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. You're the SEC champion.
We would be the 3rd ranked team, but the 2 seed.
Yeah, you'd be the 2 seed. Miami would slide up to be the 3 seed, and then who's next? It would be
BYU at 4.
BYU at 4. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and then that would be it. So Ohio State would be the 5 seed, and they would play Boise State.
Nope.
Yep. So the first round matchups, you would have Boise State at Ohio State.
Okay.
And then you would have Indiana at Tennessee. You would have Alabama at Texas.
Okay.
And then Notre Dame at Penn State. Now, the one thing that I will not gripe about is if it were to finish today and this was the bracket, I love the fact that Georgia gets the winner of Notre Dame and Penn State.
Yeah, that's easy.
Absolutely.
Dude,
That's the first thing I looked at.
that's the worst damn matchup. Dude, that matchup, that's terrible. I mean, I wouldn't even pay to go watch that. Not these 2 teams. Oh my God, they'd have to pay me. It'd be like, hey, you want to come to this game? $1,000, we'll pay you. I mean, I would.
That would be that game they would try to put on Prime Video, like Prime only.
Oh yeah, well, that's, I mean,
for sure.
they'd have to give the damn thing away free because they damn sure ain't gonna get nobody to watch it normal. They better have that one on a Tuesday night. That's the only way they're going to get anybody to watch that damn game. Tuesday night at prime time.
Action.
So, okay, the only other, the real matchup that I liked out of all that, Bama at Texas, I don't know. I don't know if Bama could roll with Texas or not, but that's a conference game, so I'm not even going to like stress out about that. The Indiana at Tennessee, that's an intriguing matchup. That really is an intriguing matchup, and I would like to see that.
Kippy's already called a shot.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Joey Galloway on the selection show actually shocked me because he said if this were the first round matchup, Indiana going to Knoxville to play Tennessee, he said take the over. And I'm sitting there thinking,
It depends.
in what world would you take the over? You know, like I said, Indiana has the 103rd ranked strength of schedule. They've not played anybody. Now, they have handled the teams they've played. I'm not taking that away from them. But the fact of the matter is they haven't played anybody. Tennessee's got one of the best defenses in the country. How in the world do you expect there to be a shootout in that game, especially with Tennessee's offensive struggles?
You know, we like Indiana too. Like, I really do like Indiana. I just don't think that they have enough to beat Tennessee at Neyland, and that's no disrespect. I like Rourke, a really good quarterback. You know, they got the coaching going on up there. But if this was how it ended today, I think Indiana would probably be in for a rude awakening. I'm just saying.
It is different.
I'm not going to say, it would be different.
So, and I don't mean this. Yeah, I don't mean this to be rude or anything like this. We've all been to games. I've been to Tennessee at night. I've done all that stupid shit. It's loud. That ain't that fucking loud. It is what it is. I will say this: Tennessee, playing at Tennessee is tough. It's a tough place to go win. And you think you've heard loud? You have not heard loud until you go to one of these stadiums for a fucking playoff game. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we've all been to Preds games, right? We're all in Tennessee. We've been to Preds games. One of the loudest things I've ever witnessed is a Predator playoff game. Absolutely, where we won in overtime. Absolutely unreal sound. And I'm telling you, if you don't think 100,000 people in Knoxville are going to be fucking ready for a playoff game, it's going to be nuts. I mean, goddamn, if you plan on sitting down, your ass better stay at home. Because I'm gonna tell you, if I was a Bama fan and we were hosting a game, I'm gonna tell you right now, would nobody be sitting down in front of me or anywhere near me? They wouldn't want to be near me. I'd be like Chris, swaying in the breeze, like this. Anyway, I would not sit down. All right, we're gonna move on. We got some marquee matchups this week. I think it's. This is where we're really going to shine. I really want to hear what we think about these. Obviously, Chad Woodall's already said what he thinks in the chat, but so we're going to start. We're going to start this out right. We want to start it with number 2 Georgia at number 16 Ole Miss. UGA is favored by 2.5. I don't know if that line's moved. Riddle, we're going to let you start. It's your boys. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, 7-1, 5-1 in the conference at Ole Miss. 7-2, 3-2 in the conference. Kind of a must-win game for Georgia to maintain that top spot in the SEC standings, and an absolute must-win for Ole Miss to keep their hopes alive for meaningful postseason play. Just quick numbers for you. The SEC ranks offensively Georgia's 3rd in passing, 299 yards a game, 15th in rushing at 132.3 yards per game, 5th in scoring, 33.4 points per game. Ole Miss, everything's near the top. They're 1st in passing, 377.1 yards per game, 4th in rushing at 178.3 yards per game, and 1st in scoring at 42.1. A lot of that is inflated from early season matchups that they blew them out. Defensively, Georgia's 4th against the pass, 6th against the rush, and 4th, scoring at 17.3 points per game. Ole Miss is 13th in the SEC against the pass. They're 1st against the rush, which Georgia can't run the ball this year anyway. So, and then they're 3rd in scoring at 13.2 points per game. This game is going to come down to quarterback play, plain and simple. Both teams like to pass the football. Jackson Dart. Well, I'll go Carson Beck first, because we've talked about his struggles. 11 interceptions in the last 5 games. 6 interceptions in the last 2 games. He actually set a record, an SEC record that he could be very proud of. He's the first quarterback in SEC history to throw 3 or more interceptions in back-to-back games and win them both. So there's that one.
Hey, that's one of them records. That's one of them awesome records.
He's throwing He's thrown for 2,302 yards this year, 17 touchdowns, the 11 picks that I alluded to. He's third in the SEC in yards, third in touchdowns, and has the most interceptions in the SEC. And then Jackson Dart on the other side. He's thrown for 3,210 yards, 21 touchdowns, just 3 picks. He's ranked first in the nation in yards, tied third in the nation in touchdowns, fifth in the nation in completion percentage, first in average yards per attempt at 11.6, and first in the nation in passer rating at 192.4. So we talk, about potential Heisman's or people that aren't being talked about that should be talked about. With where he ranks, and I know some of that's inflated from matchups, but you play who you play, and you got to put those numbers up. And Arkansas beat Tennessee, and he absolutely torched them. So, Georgia's going to have to control the time of possession in this one. Keep Jackson Dart and that offense off the field. And the big key, it's a huge key. Don't turn the fucking football over. Don't give him a short field. That's a recipe for disaster. And Ole Miss, they've only played one ranked opponent and they lost, and it was at LSU. So I thought that was an interesting stat. The key player for this game is going to be Carson Beck, and whether or not he can protect the football. And he is the key to victory for Georgia this weekend. The Georgia defense, they're going to have to get after Jackson Dart. They're not going to be able to let him sit back there and get comfortable, or he's going to rip them to shreds. So, but my pick is for Georgia. You already know that.
All right. That sounds good. So a couple of comments. Kia said that's the best Georgia record I've ever heard. Couldn't have happened to a better team. And I mean, people are going to actually. But Jordan, what do you think, man? What do you think? How you feel about this game?
I don't know how I feel about this Ole Miss team. I mean, yeah, they look good thumping Arkansas last week. They've had some real, just absolute letdown spots. I'm leaning Georgia with this one, strictly because, and we'll get a little more into it later, but there's a potential for some weather impacts this weekend in the Deep South, in that part of the country anyway. So I feel like Georgia will have potentially having Mother Nature help in that pass defense. Their run defense, I don't think Ole Miss is going to be able to move the ball very effectively on the ground. I think the difference is Georgia can run the ball. They haven't well this year, but I feel like this weekend they'll start to turn that around a little bit. And it'll be, I think, probably an ugly one. 24-21 Dogs.
All right. Tony.
All right, I'm going to get back to that bullshit comment we made about Dart smoking Arkansas. Well, guess what? We would have smoked him too, because the defense still showed up. And, but Nico's a kid. So he missed how many throws that game? But anyways, back to this topic here. Obviously, it's a very important game for both. Probably more important to Ole Miss now, since these rankings came out for the playoffs. They're right there sitting on the fringe of it. And obviously, I'm sure they can't be feeling too happy considering expectations coming into the season. Because, like what Jordan touched on, at times Dart seems to, he just disappears in big moments when the moments get too big for him. Everything's all fine and dandy when he's blowing some motherfucking team out. Yeah. But anyways, Dart, well, he's going to have to duplicate what he did to Arkansas last week. He's going to have that same performance coming out this week. Now, is that going to happen? Is this Arkansas defense playing? I'm not saying Georgia has, their defense down just a little bit compared to previous years, obviously, but is this Arkansas defense? Probably, I would say no. I'm leaning towards Dart to not have a monster game, even though that's what he needs to do, obviously. At times, like I said, he seems to struggle when moments get too big for him. This isn't the week for him to do that. He's got to show up. Ole Miss, they need him. They got to have him to step up and continue to make plays. And as for Georgia, well, here we go back to another quarterback situation here where you got Beck. He's been a major problem as of late. Obviously, we know we've watched quite a few of his throws lately. Wondering what the hell he's doing. He's got to stop turning the ball over. This is a big game. You know, if he has 3 INTs this week, I don't know if they're going to pull it out in Ole Miss at Ole Miss. If he plays the exact same way he did against Florida, and Georgia somehow loses this game, they can probably kiss the SEC championship goodbye after that point. We all know Georgia's run game is cheeks. Secondary is still suspect. You know, they gave up a couple big plays to Florida. But really, it's going to come down to Beck. Beck needs to play smart. And really, that's all I can say about that. And this is a battle of the QBs here. Let's see who can come through.
Couple.
One more thing real quick. Last year, Ole Miss was ranked 9th coming into this matchup. And Beck threw for over 300 yards. Georgia rushed for 300 yards. And they destroyed them 52-17 when people thought that, you know, Ole Miss had a chance to beat them last year. So,
Well, Georgia could run the ball. So
Said,
Jackson Dart went 10 of 17 for a 112 and a pick in last year's game.
I'm not crazy about him like some people are.
Yeah,
I think Ole Miss is still kind of overrated. But go
Kia
ahead.
said, Tony, make sure you say it with your chest next time. That's what Kia said. I'm gonna sum this game up in one name, because that's all it's going to take. It's all it's going to take. I'm a Bama guy, so I'm going to sum this game up in one name is going to say everything. His name is Pete fucking Golding. Pete Golding sucks dick. And bottom line is that's the defensive coordinator for Ole Miss that Bama had for all those years. And I'm telling you right now, Georgia is going to run roughshod. He was the damn defensive coordinator from last year when Georgia went off on him. They're going to go off on him again. That guy's a paper tiger. All my stats look good when I play UMass of Central Arkansas, but they suck when you play a real team. And I'm just telling you right now, Pete Golding is a fraud. He's a fraud, and Alabama, that's one of the few coordinators that was like, oh, yeah, hell, you need to go over there. You need to go over there. We'll take you. They'll take you. But anyway, I got Georgia winning this. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal for Georgia. I think Georgia's finally outside of Beck. Take Beck out of the equation. Something's wrong. He's got the yips. He's got the Milrose going on. But whatever he's got going on.
We know what's wrong with him.
Yeah. Whatever he's got, all them fucking tattoos, the ink's starting to bleed in his fucking brain.
No, it ain't them tattoos.
He couldn't see it on that paint.
Oh, God damn it.
Them Haley Cavender's doing the real tattoos.
Hey, he's got to have something to fall back on, bro.
But I guess, because it just pulled all the football out of his soul.
Just in case quarterbacking. Just in case quarterbacking don't work out.
Anyway, Ole Miss fan here.
Yeah, I see it. Troy said the Milrose.
Randy Cross. Randy Cross said 32-21 Ole Miss. Mark my words.
That's
Randy.
bold.
Hey, Randy, you come back. You come back here next time. We're gonna have them marked. I'm gonna write it down right now. And if it ain't 32-21, by God, I'm gonna call you a liar, Randy. Anyway, thank you for following. Randy, thank you for following, Randy.
Randy, are you an Ole Miss fan? Because if you're an Ole Miss fan, if that's the final score, I got an Eli Manning signed mini helmet right here. I will send to you.
There you go.
God damn.
Uh-oh.
Oh my
Putting
God.
money where his mouth is.
Oh damn, that's big time there. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, sorry. We're reading all these comments, man. I just can't even keep up. Kippy said, "How is the national championship sold out already? They don't even know who's playing." That's because they're called resellers. Yep. All right. So anyway, moving on to the next game. This game we thought would be something fun to talk about because, like I said before, you guys jumped on. 3 of America's teams right now, top 3 America's teams. Don't worry about everybody. Number 1 is Army, 100% Army. Everyone's kind of backing Army, supporting them outside of their own team. Number 2 is probably Indiana, and number 3 is Vandy. I think everyone's been on this Vandy train just to see those smart kids win some games has been fun. So we want to talk about South Carolina at Vanderbilt. And Jordan, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Well, this is probably Vanderbilt's best chance to have a 7-win season, excluding their bowl game. After this, it doesn't get any better. They go to I play LSU and Tennessee the last 2 weeks of the year, or the last 2 games they play this year. This Carolina has a really good defense. Don't get me wrong, Vanderbilt does too. Both of these teams Don't get in any kind of hurry. But the difference in this game is going to be a man named Diego Pavia.
Mm.
And if you don't know who that is, pay attention because you will. Because that guy's like Coach Signetti. He just wins. I mean, he was a winner at New Mexico State, and he's winning at Vanderbilt now.
Yep.
I know the lines opened up and stayed at Carolina minus 3.5 3 weeks ago. I probably would have been on board with that, but I think this Vanderbilt train keeps rolling. They got it ranked. The only game they've lost their last 5 was the last time they were ranked. They dropped a game by 3 points to Texas in Nashville. This is a different Vandy team this year, and Beamer Ball is about to find out.
Okay, Tony, we'll throw it up to you.
Yeah, well, once again, I feel like Vandy's being disrespected, especially being home underdogs. I think it's crazy, especially what they've done over the last 5 weeks now.
Impressive.
I would understand if the game was played in Columbia. Hell, I still don't know if I would favor South Carolina because South Carolina's kind of Jekyll and Hyde team themselves. They'll show up, then they disappear. But outside of Georgia State loss, they've been consistently competitive or winning, whichever one. Beat Bama, should have beat Missouri, Florida with beating Texas, and like Jordan said, Pavia. I know they don't do anything great offensively, but hell, he's just a baller. The defense seems to make
I'll tell you one thing they do great. One thing Vanderbilt does great: they do not turn the ball over.
Yeah,
if you beat them, you're going to have to earn it. You're not going to have any cheap short fields.
Yep. I was going to mention that as well. They just seem to make the big play when needed, especially defensively, or Pavia making that throw. It might not be pretty all game, but we say win's a win.
Yeah.
South Carolina, they're coming off this high last week against A&M. I'm sure they're still on cloud 9. That's why I think this could be a big letdown game for them. I'm sure a lot of these experts are thinking South Carolina's just going to come in Nashville, put on cruise and win for whatever reason, because they don't really watch Vandy football unless it's highlights of them beating Bama. But Marcel Reed, obviously, he is now their quarterback, and apparently he's leading the Cox offense, and apparently many feel like he's that guy. I'm just not sold on it.
You meant Sellers, Tony. Sellers.
Yeah, you got off on A&M with Reed.
You said Marcel Reed. Jordan's face.
Yeah,
Jordan's face said everything I needed to say.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They're both unproven.
Yeah. You're good, man.
But
good. We know what you
mean, either way, it's just a week to prove it, and suddenly a tough place to play in Nashville. But I think South Carolina's going to fall in the face. So,
all right, Riddle, ball comes to you.
Yeah. So when I was looking up the numbers here, I was actually a little surprised about Vanderbilt, because I will say this about Vanderbilt: Vanderbilt's got fight in them. They protect the football. You're not going to out physical them, which is a little bit surprising from a Vanderbilt team. They're not going to go away. They're going to stay in it. They've been in every game they've played this year. They rank in the middle to the bottom of every statistical team category in the SEC. They're 13th offensively in passing, 10th in rushing, and 10th in scoring. And then defensively, they're 11th against the pass, 8th against the rush, and 11th in scoring. So I was a little surprised by that. Jordan talked about Diego. That he's a winner. Huge heart. He's a fighter. Love that guy. I think the big thing, and Jordan touched on it, is South Carolina's defense. They're only giving up 197 yards passing a game, 107 yards rushing, which is 5th in the SEC, and only allowing 18.9 points per game. My going through, I always try to find those guys that are to highlight in these games that we do. For me, it's Kyle Kennard and Dylan Stewart, which are the 2 edge guys for South Carolina. They've got 38 tackles between them, 14 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Kyle Kennard's second in the SEC in sacks, so they're going to get after the quarterback. And I know Pavia can make things happen with his legs, but I still expect, those guys to wreak havoc. And then Nick Amonwori, I think is his name.
I think,
He has 50. He has 52 tackles, 4 interceptions, 2 returned for TDs. He's first in the SEC in interceptions, and he's all over the field. Yeah. So I look for those 3 guys. If they have big days, Vanderbilt's going to have a long day. I do want to throw out some love to our local guy, C.J. Taylor. He's got 39 tackles on the year. He had a game-sealing interception earlier in the year, and then the game-sealing forced fumble in that last game for him against Auburn. So just throw some love his way. But my pick in this one, I'm going against the grain. I've got Beamer Ball continuing in that direction they're going, solely because of the defense.
Yeah. So
I don't dislike that pick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump on the Riddle hype train, and I'm gonna continue where he left off. So Amonwori with 4 interceptions. Fortune is tied for second on South Carolina's secondary with 3 interceptions. And look, their safety is tied, Kilgore, with another 3 interceptions. They lead the SEC in interceptions. They lead the SEC in sacks. They are for real. They were banged up early in the year. I think they definitely have a good defense. I will say this: Vanderbilt beat us hands down. I'm not going to deny that. We all saw it. We witnessed it. South Carolina played Alabama to 2 points on their home field. Totally different place to play. I think Sellers is for real. Tony, I don't think he's all world like everyone's making him out to be, but I think he's going to be a good college quarterback. Let me just say that. I think he's going to be a college quarterback like a Milroe who's just gutsy and can win those games for you. I don't think he's, I agree. I don't think he's going to be everything someone's like trying to make him out to be. But that being said, I'm going to go with South Carolina as well. I just think something about this team, they've turned a corner. But I hate that because I think Vanderbilt's good, and like Jordan said, Diego Pavia doesn't make mistakes, and if he doesn't make mistakes, it's going to be hard to beat Vanderbilt. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna go with South Carolina on that one. All right, so now we're gonna get to the game that.
Hey, hold on just a second. We take off of that.
Yeah.
I sorry, I'm sending y'all a text, but I had one more thought. On this game, I was initially leaning South Carolina. I mean, everybody that knows me knows I love a good defense. Offense puts asses in the seats. Defense wins championships. That being said, as good as Carolina's defense is, Jeff made some good points. The 2 edge guys. Pavia is Vanderbilt's leading rusher.
Yeah.
So the guy that's going to be South Carolina's biggest challenge is, can they contain on him? Yep. If they can't, then it could be a long day. The opposite direction. Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be a really good game regardless.
I do too.
I think it might be, honestly, from a viewership, it might be one of the better games to watch this weekend.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to go to the game to watch this weekend, the Hurricane down in Baton Rouge. And we say that knowing that there literally might be a hurricane coming through. Tony, I'm going to let you start. Bama at LSU.
I know you got the shit sweats, but obviously this is a huge game for both of these teams. Playoff implications are on the line. Both teams, 2 losses, SEC losses at that. One more loss, that's pretty much it. Season's over with. You might as well just pack it up and prepare for next season.
Yeah.
Here we are. They're at Tiger Stadium. It's a night game. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now, about how it's hard to win there. It's a tough place to play. Not many teams can say if they actually won a night game at Tiger Stadium, unless you're a Vols fan. But I'm going to look beyond that. I'm not going to highlight too much on the players. Obviously, LSU's dealing with some injuries. CJ Daniels, he's probably played. Garrett Dellinger, one of the top O-line, he is out. But I'm going to talk about the 2 coaches here. 2 coaches I'm not very fond of anyways, especially Kelly. I've never liked him.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
He's scum. But
Scum.
everyone that gave these fools their flowers when they came to the SEC, and they needed requests for them to send them back. These two coaches are jokes. Kelly's basically a 500 head coach against top 25 teams for his career. Not terrible, not great. So what's that say? He's mid. He's mid at best. DeBoer has a higher winning percentage. I think his was like 12-2 coming to the season. Not sure what it is now, but obviously he wasn't facing very much SEC caliber teams with those records. Now, I just want to see which coach actually belongs in the SEC. And, offense, yada, yada. I don't care. Let's see what these defenses could do, because these two teams suck. Defensively, they're mid or they're ass. So maybe this could be a high-scoring game, right? I mean, it depends on which Miro you get, because apparently Miro's Michael Vick and can run anytime he wants. But I just want to see some defense. Let's see some defense. See a good game. I think it probably will be a good game because both these teams, a Kelly coach team, they're going to let a team hang around there anyways. So it'll be close. I don't expect a blowout. This is not a Nick Saban-led Alabama team anymore, and I'll keep saying that just so you don't forget.
Yeah, that's obvious.
But it should be an entertaining game. I'll give my pick later.
Oh, okay. Give him his pick later.
Yeah.
Tony, Kia said there won't be a dry butt cheek in the house. All right, we're gonna go to you, Jordan.
I mean, it's with the weather coming in, you never really know what to expect. But I do know to expect this. Alabama sucks at stopping the run. But as we learned last week, LSU does not want to run. I mean, you could put one guy out there, even you could run your one nose tackle, and they would refuse to run the down ball. You could drop 9 DBs, they would not run. When the weather's bad, even it being a night game at Tiger Stadium, I think Jam Miller and the Fighting Milrose can do enough to get it done.
Ooh.
And keep these playoff hopes alive.
I like that positivity, Jordan. I like that positivity. Riddle, you're up. Go.
So the second de facto elimination game in the SEC race of the day, with Georgia and Ole Miss being the first one
100%.
for the SEC title hopes, it's going to have that big game feel. It's a night game at LSU. Jordan talked about the weather that's coming in. I think that's going to play a big factor. And Jordan said it. Alabama is 14th in the SEC against the run, allowing 144.5 yards per game. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is LSU is the only team worse than Georgia running the football this year. They only run it for 115.3 yards per game. Both teams, let's see, Alabama ranks 7th passing, LSU 2nd passing, because that's what they want to do. Alabama's 4th in scoring, LSU's 7th in scoring. So they're both over 30 points per game. LSU's defense is 12th against the pass, 11th against the rush, and 13th in scoring in the SEC. So with that weather coming in, if it's as bad as I think it's going to be, passing the football is going to be difficult to do. Mm-hmm. Like, this could be one of those old school just line up and run it at you type of games if it gets bad enough. However, I can guarantee you that place will still be sold out with a bunch of drunk LSU fans. Mm-hmm. That's a guarantee. You can take it to the bank.
Yeah.
If this game was in Tuscaloosa, I think Alabama wins it. I think it being at LSU, I'm going to say that LSU finds a way to win this game. And my pick is with LSU. All
right. So now it's my turn. The biggest Bama naysayer of all of us, except for maybe Chris. So Bama's schedule. So people don't realize Bama's schedule is everyone complains about schedules all the time. So Western Kentucky is 6-2. South Florida is 4-4. Wisconsin's 5-4. Georgia's 7-1. Vandy's 6-3. South Carolina's 5-3. Tennessee 7-1. Missouri's 6-2. Overall, our opponents are 46-20. We have not played a losing team all season, not one. A storm is brewing, like we've all mentioned. if it hits and it hits landfall like we've estimated it to, and like the Weather Channel is calling for, 84% chance of rain as of right now. This will be the first heavy rain for an LSU game since 1979.
That's crazy.
1979. Milroe is second in the SEC in QB efficiency. Riddle's already touched on all the Russian stats. There's no point in rehashing that. Turnover margin is huge. LSU is 52nd in the nation. Bama is 17th, but they are number one in the SEC in turnover margin. Penalties. Bama is last. Absolute last in penalties. So the winner of this game is going to be who makes the least amount of mistakes when it comes to turnovers and penalties. I think we all know that. I want to touch on Lane Kiffin and his quote, LSU gets another night game. Shocker. I feel bad for our fans for not getting a night game. Absolute 100% agree with him. 100% agree with him. Only on the aspect of if they haven't had a night game this year, that's the Georgia Ole Miss game is clearly just as big as this one. If they haven't had a night game just because LSU plays at home, I don't know. I mean, I think that is something to be argued about. I mean, obviously, like I said, if Ole Miss is wanting night games, why are they not getting night games? It's because it's Tiger Stadium at night. I know. We all know why. And I will say this.
It's all about that money.
Yeah. I will say this. Alabama, since 1965, is 29-10 at Tiger Stadium. 29-10. And I'm going to roll with the Tide. I think they're coming off a bye week. I think maybe their head's in the right place after the Missouri game, and I think they do just enough. I don't think it's going to be easy, and like Tony said, I don't think it's going to be pretty because the defenses aren't known for playing defense. But if I had to bet my money on a team during the rain, I'd bet it on Milroe and those running backs to be able to run the ball just enough to get a win. So I'm going to go with Alabama. Okay.
And it's not the rain for that, for that match. I mean, the rain will play a part, but as far as what's going to kill LSU is it's a damn tropical storm. It's going to be windy as fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, you as a quarterback, you run wet ball drills every day. Throwing a wet ball, it's odd, but it's not like you're not accustomed. But I mean, when you've got a 15, 20 mile an hour crosswind, you're not, it's just like being a long range shooter. I mean, you have to be able to judge that wind. And if obviously in LSU, it's not a windy place. You're not practicing with a lot of wind.
Yeah.
And I mean, Milroe should, I say I'm back in Alabama for this one, but with the bad weather, you figure he probably won't turn the ball over.
I don't know.
Unless it's a fumble.
You're scaring me. I'm just gonna say
you're too confident.
I'm just gonna say that I just think that if the game plan is if it's raining like we think, and raining is me really underselling this, like you said, it's a tropical storm coming through potentially. I mean, we're talking about some serious weather here, almost to the point where there's going to be discussions later on in the week about maybe not even playing it if it gets bad enough. So, and
it could get postponed like to Sunday. I mean,
and then what do you do? Yeah, what happens then? Because they have no room left in their schedule. They have no room left, and so I don't know what's going to happen there. But either way, hopefully that doesn't happen, and we're able to get this game. So we're going to move on to our top 25 selections. I think this is one of our fun segments. This is our lightning round. We'll get to get Chris's picks in here. So we're going to start off. We're just going to go down the list. Tony, Purdue at the Ohio State.
Slow Ohio State. Ohio State. $30 tickets. Ohio State.
How much? $30.
$30 tickets. Come on. Come on.
Wow.
All right. Jordan, you're up, man.
I mean, Ohio State. This might finally be the week that they start to look like the team that we thought $20 million could buy.
Yeah. Well, against Purdue, goddamn, everybody is.
But even if they don't, they're going to steamroll Purdue.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Riddle.
Yeah, I've got Ohio State.
Okay,
It should be close.
Me and Chris both have Ohio State, so go ahead and mark that down. All right, Tony, back up to you. Miami at Georgia Tech.
Hey, I'm going to roll my boy Cam Ward, Georgia Tech. They're just falling. falling and falling. They haven't done anything since the win against Florida State, pretty much. But now that game, who cares? Because Florida State's not any good anyways. I'm taking Miami, no defense or not. They putting up 50.
Ooh, they're putting up 50. All right. Jordan, you're up.
My man's confident. This could be a tricky spot for Miami. I mean, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff in Atlanta. Weird things happen early, especially if you get off to a slow start. That being said, this Miami team it can almost score at will. I don't think Georgia Tech has enough firepower to keep up, regardless.
Yeah. Riddle.
Yeah, the spread in this one is currently sitting at 11 for Miami. It was a little bit closer than I expected it to be because Georgia Tech is 5-4, and they have kind of went down since the beginning of the year. The over-under is 63.5, so they're expecting a lot of points in this one early. But, yeah, I've got Miami in this one.
Me and Chris have Miami as well. Georgia Tech just doesn't have the power to keep up. So, moving on, Florida at Texas. Tony, the Fighting Gators at Texas.
I wish I had my cowboy hat in here with me, but it's going to be Texas.
Yeah, we forgot to do our hats. Oh, my God. I just remembered.
I forgot. But, yeah, Texas is easy. If Texas struggles in this game, then they got problems. So, right. Texas should win handily.
Jordan.
Texas. I mean, you've got what's that kid from Yale? He's like the AP chemistry professor at Florida playing quarterback now. So, you know what I mean? If he can't throw 25 yards, so if you bottle Texas's defense in a 25-yard win, it's going to be a long day for Florida fans.
Yeah. All right, Riddle.
Yeah, Wyatt, you're right. Florida does have talent on the defensive side of the football. They did come out and say that Lagway hamstring injury isn't as severe as they initially thought. I don't know if he's going to play or try to play this weekend or not. They said they wouldn't know until later in the week. But this spread's 21.5 for a reason, and I've got Texas winning this one.
Okay, me and Chris both have Texas. Yeehaw. Georgia at Ole Miss. Tony, did you not give your pick on this one? Is this the one you said come back on?
No, yeah, because I'm trying to debate against an overrated Ole Miss team and those slobbering dogs.
Slobbering dogs.
Hell, give me Georgia.
Give me Georgia.
I talk too much shit about Ole Miss to take them.
Yeah, 100%.
Georgia.
Chris has Georgia. Chris has Georgia as well. Riddle. Okay.
Both you and Jordan both took Jordan, correct? Or Georgia, right?
Yes. We're not stupid. Michigan at number 8, Indiana. Tony.
Yeah. Indiana.
Okay.
Jordan. I'm never gonna pick Michigan.
Jordan.
I'll hold mine off till later.
Oh, okay. Holding it off till later. I got you. Okay. Riddle.
What the hell?
Just hold on now. Hold on. You know.
Yeah, Indiana is a 2-touchdown favorite. They are at home. They don't have to go to the big house in this one. Michigan, we've seen their offense is not good this year, and I'm going to keep on that Indiana bandwagon. I got Indiana.
Me and Chris have Indiana as well. We believe in you, Signetti. We believe. We're still waiting for our towel, Kippy. Go ahead and send us that Sig towel. All right, moving on down the line. Iowa State at Kansas, Tony. Iowa State at Kansas. That's how I felt picking this game.
Kansas, they have some. I mean, they have some. Well, they did. They had some talent on the offense side of the ball. This is a weird one because I'm not a believer in Iowa State. But give me Kansas.
Oh, damn!
I'm not going Iowa State.
Damn,
they fucked me over in college basketball a few years ago on the bracket. So, Kansas.
All right. Jordan. Jordan.
Tony is right. This is a very weird one. Indiana favored by just 3 in Lawrence, with a total of 49.5.
Mm-hmm. I was
I
just
don't
looking
like-
at that.
I don't like either one of these teams, but I think right now Iowa State is just a more complete team, playing more team football. Kansas has absolutely flopped. After that loss to UNLV, that sent their whole season off the rails. So give me Iowa State.
Riddle.
Yeah, I was just looking at that line and the total, but Kansas is 2-6, 1-4 in the Big 12. I'm not going to say it's going to change much in the long term, but the Big 12 needs Iowa State to win this game because the way it's looking right now, the Big 12's only going to get their conference champion into the playoffs. So, if Iowa State can continue winning and then them and BYU play, that's another ranked win for BYU. It looks better for them. But, yeah, I've got Iowa State in this one.
All right.
I'm
The
going
only
to be
reason.
big. I'm sorry. You talking about the Iowa State being a big win for BYU? If BYU handles business, they need. This might be if Iowa State can continue winning, this might be that win in the Big 12 title game that gets them above Boise and gets them a first round bye.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
So Chris picked Iowa State. I'm gonna tell you why I thought this was a big game. I sat there and I thought about Tony Pardo stressing over a Kansas State at Kansas game and how Kansas cost Tony Pardo a biscuit. And I'm like, are they for real? And then I went and looked at the record and I said, no, they're not. No, they're not real. Iowa State. Iowa State. All right. Army at North Texas. This one.
Are you skip?
Did I skip one?
Yeah. Clemson, Virginia Tech.
Oh, I had it next for some reason.
Oh, well, you're good.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to it.
Yeah. Army at North Texas. The line surprised me on this. It really did. Tony, you start.
If this son of a bitch doesn't play,
Yeah. That might be why.
this
What are you going to do about it if he doesn't?
You got to take on the entire Army?
damn right.
You gonna promise to come on here and be
I
mad?
will. Bryson Daly better fucking play. All right. So I'm going to roll with Army pending Bryson Daly. I'm still going to say Army wins, but I'm just going to say for record, if they win, it's because Bryson Daly didn't play, and he's got a torn labia. All right.
All right.
So let's go.
All right. Jordan.
Again, I will defer this to later.
Okay. Riddle.
I wasn't ready. Hang on.
Oh god dang.
I was expecting Jordan to say something.
Go ahead. Chris, Chris has
I'm
Army.
ready.
Okay. And I've got Army.
Go ahead. Chris's Army.
Yeah, and I've got Army. The line just intrigued me. But
I think that line's solely based off the fact that nobody knows if Daly's going to play yet or not.
yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Even if he's not there, I think Army's defense is good enough, and that offense will be okay without him in this one, and I have Army as well.
Okay. All right. So that's good. Tony, now for your game, Clemson at Virginia Tech. Is Clemson Tony's new orange team? Illinois is gone. Is Clemson moving into the new orange spot? Clemson at Va Tech, Tony.
No. First off, the answer is no. That's not even the right orange. First off, you talk about that looks like a fucking pumpkin orange. But anyways,
man, hey, they're that orange right there looks. I mean, that orange just looks like a fire, man. Just looks like it's on fire.
Dumpster fire. Yeah, because that's how they played last week. Bunch of bums. But anyways,
one's a dumpster fire, one's a trash can.
Yeah, no. Anyways, this one, Virginia Tech, it's not really good, but my God, Clemson Tigers have to rebound from that crap last week. Mm-hmm. You would think. And I know it's at Virginia Tech. I'm going to roll with Clemson. They got to win. They got to win.
All right.
I mean, they just got to win.
All right. Jordan.
Clemson didn't look good last week, but I don't think that's Clemson moving forward. So I'm going to go with Clemson on this game.
Okay. Riddle.
Yeah, we had talked Clemson up and how well they had looked since the Georgia game and how good Cade Klubnik had been playing since that Georgia game. And then they went out there against Louisville and just couldn't stop them and laid an egg. I do think they rebound this week, though. I think it might be a pretty close game because I think Clemson's going to be a little deflated knowing that what that did to their hopes for this season. But I do think they come out of this one with a win.
Okay. Chris has Clemson, and I took the Fighting Dumpster Fires of Clemson as well. That's who I've got. So moving on to Tony's old team that he's foregone and moved past. They're finally good now that he quit rooting for them, and that's Colorado at Texas Tech.
Are they really good, though?
We don't know that.
Exactly. We don't know.
We're getting closer, though. Tony, Colorado at Texas Tech. Who you got?
It's 3:00 game. It's true. Another weird one. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. After seeing their coach cry after the game last week, that had a soft spot in my heart. I think they're gonna come out and he's gonna be crying again after, not in a good way. After this game, it's gonna be another
in a good way. Whiny ass.
I'm gonna roll with Texas Tech though. Might see some storm in the field. Who knows?
Okay.
I know how you love that. Let's go,
Jordan.
Yeah, he's gonna be crying all right after Shadur and the boys swing that ass. Give me Colorado big.
Okay, Riddle.
Hang on. I just want to look this up because I looked it up earlier, and I just want to make sure that I'm correct before I say this. That's what I thought. Okay, so Texas Tech is last in the Big 12 in passing yards. What does Colorado do well? Throw the fucking football. I think Shador has a big game. I think Travis Hunter has a big game, and I think Colorado wins this one.
Chris has Colorado, and I'm just telling you, Tony, I'm a couple wins away. Colorado sending me a sweatshirt. I know that. They ain't gonna let me down. I will say this though. I think Colorado they're gonna have a good season. I don't like I say a great season, but they're gonna have a good season. And I do think they really hit a wall. When you lose Shadur and all that talent, I'm going to be really curious to see how Dion responds. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, me and Chris both have Colorado. We've already picked the South Carolina at Vandy. Did anyone not pick that game besides Chris?
Did I?
Who you got, Tony?
If I didn't, I'm taking Vandy. Fuck South Carolina.
Okay.
And Jordan took Vandy.
Well, Chris said give him fucking Vandy too. He's a dandy Vandy Christmas. Let's go. All right, now we're going to a real game here. Maryland at Oregon. Tony, you're up.
Quack, quack, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oregon.
Riddle, there's only one way you're allowed to answer this when it's your turn. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jordan.
There's no way I'm taking the fucking fighting Mike Loxley's in Eugene. Give me the Ducks.
Riddle.
I'm not really sure what you were implying or what you wanted me to do, but unless it was talk like Donald Duck.
That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we get. This is the moment for you. Oregon. Yeah, it didn't come through the mic. It's not loud enough, so we will not make you do that again. Chris has
Oregon. I got Oregon.
Chris has Oregon. I've got Oregon. All right, real game here. Real game. Everyone's worried about this in Knoxville. They're worried. It's Mississippi State at Tennessee. At Tennessee, I know they're stressing. They got, what is it? Tony says they got the nervous shits. Tony, go ahead. Go ahead, Tony. You're up.
Can this be the damn week where Tennessee puts it together and blows somebody out of the fucking water? Because they've been so close so many times. Literally, if I'm just going back and thinking about a lot of these games, they literally should just blown everybody out. Obviously, that didn't happen. And the best thing about all this is Tennessee, obviously, as a whole, hasn't played their best ball yet. So teams should be scared, including Georgia. Obviously, I'm going to go with Tennessee. But again, don't give me a win is win bullshit because they don't win by more than fucking 3. The line is 24. They're 24 favorite, right? So they better fucking win by more than 24, or I will not be happy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be happy.
We know that that's that's that
Put it
paper
together.
tiger shit, Tony. You talked a big game last week, and you didn't even go show up for the podcast because I'll probably be be in the bed high on Quaaludes, and your ass still be. I'm watching the
They don't
game.
make those anymore.
I'm watching the game. It's Mississippi State. All right,
I'm
anyway.
just saying they better blow them motherfuckers out of water. I'm tired of this shit.
I hope they don't, so we can hear you talk about it.
I'm
Jordan,
tired of
you're
saying
up.
the same thing every week.
I mean, yeah, you got it right. Big game this weekend. Got the Bulldogs rolling into Knoxville. I mean, Tennessee should handle business here. This really shouldn't be a whole lot more than a tune-up before we go play at some damn porch puppies somewhere next week. Hell, once you beat the real Bulldogs, everybody else is just a damn stepping stone.
All right.
These real Bulldogs, might I add, that give Georgia a little run down there in Athens.
The game
Yeah,
wasn't
all these,
close.
Some of
The
that
game
Jekyll
wasn't
and Hyde.
close.
Yeah.
all these jabs, and when's the last time Tennessee beat Georgia? Wasn't like Butch Jones there or something, brick by brick or whatever?
And y'all let Bush Jones beat y'all? Shit, that's crazy because he sucks. That's insane.
All right.
I probably wouldn't admit that.
Riddle, who you got? Who you got?
Mississippi State does not have an SEC win this year. They will not get it this weekend. I got Tennessee winning this one.
All right, good deal. We both got Tennessee winning. There's really there's no one else to pick there. It's like Tennessee versus the rock on the ground. If you can't run past that rock, you probably don't deserve to be in the playoff rankings. But moving on, FSU at the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame. Tony.
Yeah. Give me the boring Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I mean, it's Florida State. Who cares?
Jordan.
Notre Dame.
I mean, this game is in South Bend. If it was in Tallahassee, I still wouldn't fucking pick Free Shoes University. Notre Dame.
Yeah. Riddle.
Yeah, that's Norvell with 8 L's now. So and
It's
after
gonna be
this weekend,
9.
it'll be Norvell with 9 L's. So I got Notre Dame.
All right.
Damn. Go ahead.
Damn 9L Norvell. All right, cool. Me and Chris are both going with Notre Dame. I can't stand the Golden Domers, but I mean, at this point, Arkansas State and the Fighting Butch Joneses would be favored over Florida State. So, Riddle, if that's any consolation for you in that comment they made earlier. Anyway, all right.
Is Florida State? Hold on. Is Florida State still considered a playoff snub this year?
Oh my God, probably.
I'm just asking.
I mean,
that team went from first to worst.
and
I
don't
didn't
know
know
if
if
y'all
they're still
forgot.
considering themselves playoff snubs or not. I didn't know.
I've never
I don't
seen
know
anything
what
like
you-
this.
I don't know if y'all need to be reminded, but the team that sent them on this path was the Georgia Bulldogs.
Riddle, I'm going to disagree with you. And I'm going to tell you why. Who was the guy that knocked out their quarterback last year? Because that's the guy that sent them on this path.
Yeah.
When Alabama got in the playoffs instead of
Hey,
them,
they still won. They still won after
They
that
did,
quarterback
they did,
went
they
down.
did,
and
they
they were
did.
still undefeated.
so then I'm going to say
I'm gonna tell you
Alabama.
who sent them on this
Alabama getting the
path.
playoffs over them. I'm just playing. Y'all
I'll tell you
did.
who's sent them on this path, and they got nowhere to look but in the damn mirror. I mean,
Yeah.
they had a lot of quitters last year, and that culture has shown into this season.
Yeah. I mean,
Major.
we've talked about this not on the podcast, but we've talked about this in person. The whole quitting your team before the season's over. I don't give a shit if you're 3-8. and just quitting the guys you fought with side by side. That'd be like quitting the podcast in the middle of the damn thing and saying, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
You know
that
what?
just makes
Hell,
no
you're right.
sense. That makes no sense. I just don't understand it. Wyatt has the comment of the night. He says he bet the Vols would still storm the field even over a win over FSU. So it's become the tradition up there.
No, we only stormed the field over the team from south, way
okay.
south.
Hey man,
That's the only time.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's deservedly so. I don't give a shit.
we're
I was
we're proud to be that
against-
team, Tony. We're proud to be that team.
Hey, that's fine. And I said I was against them doing the second time. The more I think about it, fuck it. I don't care.
He's like, I don't care.
Tony, you know why they call them the Tide, don't you?
Why's that?
No God.
Because they got a heavy flow.
Oh,
God damn, heavy
Them used
flow. Heavy flow. Yeah. Anyway, Bama at the Who's the only one that hasn't
I
made
didn't
this
pick
pick. Oh, you haven't picked it yet. All right, Tony.
no, I have not.
So
I've been trying to think about it, and I guess I'm gonna go with the Mullet A's.
Oh, the mullet
Give me the
A's.
mullets.
God damn.
Give me the mullets.
Them are the Morgan Wallen A's.
Give me the mullets.
And so I'm gonna see your mullet A, and Chris picked LSU.
Wow.
He said
wow.
he
Should
said,
I change my pick?
I don't
Nope.
I don't know.
No, look, hey, what Chris has done is what we like to call an emotional hedge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if his team loses, he can say, hey, I picked the game right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Exactly. He'll be happy if they win, but I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
Jordan, you picked Alabama in that one, right?
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Washington at number 6 Penn State. Tony, who you got? Besides you hitting the pillow.
Nah, give me Penn State. Fuck.
Penn State. All right.
Penn State.
All right.
They're boring.
Jordan. Damn.
I don't like it, but give me Sandusky State.
Damn, Sandusky State.
I
Oh,
mean, just
boy.
because I know all y'all were fixing to roll with Penn State, I'm not going to be the odd man out. But I mean,
yeah.
I would not be surprised if Washington goes into Happy Valley and wins this game.
If it was at Washington, Jordan, I think we've got a real conversation on our hands. I really do, especially after what they lost. Riddle, you're up, man.
I would love nothing more than to be able to pick Washington with confidence. I would love nothing more than for Washington to end up winning this game anyway. My record be damned. But I have to go with Penn State in this game. I just don't think Washington's got enough to beat them. Penn State's defense is good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Me and Chris are Penn State. No antics, no comments. That's a boring game and it's not worthy of my time. With that said, I would rather watch this game, Nevada at Boise State, than that one.
Bro, time out. You skipped the game.
Which one?
Yeah, you missed one. Oklahoma, Mizzou.
Oh, I did miss that one. Sorry. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I
know
missed
it's
it too, so.
exciting. I was really excited to talk about it.
Okay.
You just skipped over. it.
Okay,
But,
my
yeah.
bad, Tony. Yeah, no, I didn't have that one. I apologize. And it's crazy because
bad.
Chris doesn't have it either. It's weird. Anyway,
I don't think it was on there when the
It wasn't
AP
on there
initially
until
came
they
out.
put Missouri in the playoff.
oh,
So if you're
Yeah,
looking at
but they're going-
ESPN, it has the playoff rankings. Anywhere else is going by AP poll.
Oh, is that what that shit is?
Yeah.
Well, no, because the Vandy game's still on there, and Vandy wasn't in there.
yeah, Missouri fell out of the AP
Oh, no,
top
Vandy.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Vandy,
it doesn't
Vandy's
matter,
not on
Tony.
this either.
Tony, it doesn't matter. You can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I've seen it on there. Missouri is fucking dog shit. All right. They are ass juice. I just want to keep saying that.
So is Oklahoma,
there's any
though.
Tiger fans in here. I don't care. Missouri is ass juice. Okay, they're ass juice. Oklahoma, they got excuse. They got a coach who's clueless and a bunch of young kids. You know, since we like to use that excuse of he's just a kid. They have a lot of young kids
stuck,
on the
bro. You
offensive
stuck.
side of the ball. But yeah, I'm gonna take Oklahoma in that. Now, all right, now go on next one.
All right.
Well, Oklahoma is a 2.5 point favorite in that game.
Oh,
So
okay.
now we're going to move on. Tony got to say his piece. Nevada at Boise State. Tony, your turn.
Roll with the Boise State Broncos.
Tony, that don't
Nevada's not
fit
good.
you, man. Your spirit animal is a wolf. You need to be part of the wolf pack.
That's not the Wolfpack I'm gonna be part of.
Oh, you want to be the hangover wolf pack right there. You want to be the part of the
I'd rather
hangover wolf
be
pack.
I'd rather be part of the North Carolina State
All right.
Wolfpack than that Wolfpack.
All right, Jordan, who you got?
Man, this game won't be close. Genty will have a big day. The fighting Kaepernicks can't get out of their own way, much less stop anybody. Boise State big.
All right, Riddle.
Yeah, Nevada's 0-4 in the Mountain West, and that's about all you need to know. So I got Boise State.
Yeah, me and Chris both have Boise State, and maybe Genty gets back on a roll and keeps trying to chase that record. This is definitely one of the teams to do that. So, all right, Tony, Virginia at those losers up in Pittsburgh.
Boy, they laid a damn egg last week.
Big egg.
Man.
Sorry asses.
They'll be back home. They'll get together. Give me a Pitt.
All right. Jordan.
Yeah, look for Pitt to have a big bounce back week. I mean, that was basically a de facto elimination game last week, but I mean, at 7-1, mathematically, Pittsburgh still has some hope. I mean, they have to have some help, a lot of help, but I think Pittsburgh rolls this week.
All right. Riddle.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh bouncing back too. Virginia,
Yeah.
they're 4-4, 2-3 in the ACC. I don't think they can hang with them.
Yeah, of all the games we picked, this is the flaccid penis of the games, and we're both going with Pitt because this is fucking boring. Pittsburgh, we're gonna go with the easy pick. All right, here's a fun one. This is a rivalry game. BYU at Utah, Tony. BYU at Utah, rivalry game.
Geez, this is a big game for BYU. Utah, they're just kind of Utah's there. They're not terrible. They're not great, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. Hell, they've even lost their last 2 home games. Give me BYU.
All right, Jordan.
I mean, you got a Utah team at home that's struggling, but let's face it, this is a rivalry. Utah would love nothing more than to thump BYU in this spot. I mean, it has a Surface Academy game total at 40.5. That should tell you all you need to know. There's going to be some laying the wood in this game, but I think BYU can pull it out late and keep their title hopes alive.
All right, Riddle.
Yeah, kind of like Jordan and Tony hit on. This is a big rivalry game. I do expect it to be kind of close, as most rivalry games go. But I think BYU is the better team, and I got BYU.
We both got BYU. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be one of the better games in terms of actual football being played. There'll be a lot of hitting, like we talked about.
Well, and the fact it doesn't kick off till like 9:15 that night after everything else is over.
It'll be the only thing to watch.
Yeah.
It's that or Utah State, so take your pick.
BYU. And so moving on to the next game, Utah State at Washington State. Tony, who you got?
I guess. Well, I'm just gonna roll with a team that's not Utah State.
There you go, Jordan.
I have no idea what this Washington State team is, what they do, what they're good at. But I do know that Utah State is awful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a 7-1 Washington State should just absolutely steamroll this bad Utah State team.
Riddle.
Yeah, it's crazy that Washington State's having as good a year as they are, and they aren't technically in a conference this year, so they can't play for anything at the end of the year to kind of help their playoff hopes anymore. I don't think they have a playoff hope, but I do think that they win this one pretty big. The total for this game is 69.5, and Washington State's a 20.5 point favorite, so expect to see a lot of points from Washington State in this one.
Me and him both got Washington State, and that'll round out the top 25. Like I said, kind of uneventful after a few of those games get off. But so that rounds up the top 25. That was fun. That was pretty good. We were pretty much all in line on there. A couple of big games that we kind of disagree on, but we're going to move on.
Brandon, you took You took
Yeah.
South Carolina in yours, right? Okay.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Um,
And then just the 2 picks from Jordan later.
Yeah, and then so that brings us great segue from Riddle there to Yukon Cornelius's solid gold picks of the week. He's been giving us some fucking coal here lately. So Jordan, what's your record? What's your record last week? And give me your overall.
1-2 last week. Tennessee absolutely crapped the bed, missed 3 field goals, dropped 3 guaranteed touchdowns. Kind of the story of their season. The other one that bit us was the Army. Team total over 31.5. They only scored 20. Of course, nobody knew until about 9:45 a.m. I went back seeing where the market started moving on that game. So, I mean, it was within like an hour and a half of kickoff before anybody knew Bryson Daly was going to be out. So that moves us to 1-2 last week, 3-6 on the year. For my first one, I'm going to give out Army minus 5.5. With the total in the mid 60s, that tells me Bryson Daly will play in this game. And if Bryson Daly plays, Army will absolutely steamroll North Texas.
Okay.
Spot number 2 I really like is this Indiana minus 14 at home. This will be a big win for Indiana. Yes, Michigan's down, but in the history of the Big Ten, this it's still a blue blood. This will be a big win for Indiana. I think Indiana comes out focused and firing. They have a bye next week before that big game with Ohio State in 2 weeks. And finally, the third spot, I have learned my lesson. I have absolutely learned my lesson. I understand what this season is and how it's played out. So I'm going to take the Bulldogs, Mississippi State, plus 14 in the first half.
I hate to hear that.
That could be 3-0 and get back to the year.
I'm pissed off now.
Oh my god. Okay.
What?
So here's what we're gonna do. I got a big.
I'm already mad. I'm already fucking mad.
You didn't let me. You didn't let me do it before we did our top 25. So I was just gonna let him get his picks out of the way, and then last week we all started off really good, and then those late games last week really torched us. But
we went to bed.
Yeah, me, Brandon, and Chris all went 10. Me, Chris, and Brandon all went 10-5. Jordan, you went 9-6. Tony, you went 8-7. Overall, I'm 54-10. Brandon, you're 52-12. Chris is 50-13, and then both Jordan and Tony are 48-16 on the overall standings.
We're close. It's not that far away.
All of us are. We're all still having a really good year.
I like to go for good underdog stories.
Yeah.
See, that's why I fuck myself a lot.
Jordan, you said you had something you wanted to talk. Did you have something you texted us earlier? Yeah. So
now this isn't college football related, but this I didn't even realize this last night until today. If any of you listen to Fox Sports Radio, I know our local station 92.1 plays it on a loop, except for when the local teams or high school teams are playing. Doug Gottleby, if you've listened to sports radio ever, you know who that is. He's had an afternoon show forever. Is now the head coach of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee basketball team. He's still doing radio, apparently live from Los Angeles. They're in the studios at Fox Sports. I mean, how do you think that plays out?
That is impressive.
You're all either one of those.
Yeah.
How are you going to be a coach and run practices if you're in LA for 4 hours or 3 hours a day?
I'm not gonna lie. This podcast manipulates enough of my time. I can't even imagine having a radio show and a damn sports team. I can't even imagine it. Oh yeah, I just can't imagine it. Before we sign off, we got to get off here kind of quick. We got a big day tomorrow, but does anyone in the chat, Wyatt, anybody, y'all got any questions? Anyone got anything, any comments? I see we kind of dropped. If you do not, we're gonna sign off. Well, like I said, we'll give you a minute, but all in all, a good show this week. We appreciate everybody for showing up. Like I said, we thank everybody for listening to this week's weekend roundup. Lock, Loaded, and Goated. We will be back here at some point. We do not know when yet, but
with the events from tomorrow. It may be this weekend. It may not be. If it is, it'll be a very casual show with no real itinerary. It'll just be us shooting the shit with you guys. But remember, you can find this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. We do this for you. We love your feedback. We want everyone to have a great rest of the week. We appreciate everyone for being here, and we'll see everyone soon.